So, let me just start with you, ladies. Now, when it comes to Slim's video, and I just want to base everything off of Slim's video. Now, based off of his video, do you feel as though Slim was there or not?
Well, I think regardless of whether or not he was there Friday or Saturday, Slim has the absolute worst friends in history. So next time they call him and say, hey, you want to go on vacation with us? He needs to say, I got some choices for you, Slim. A, lose my number. B, return to sender. C, friendship denied. D, the number you have reached is no longer in service. Or E, all of the above. Slim, listen to me.
Well, Nikki, I agree. But if I had to answer that question honestly, no, he wasn't there. I mean, I can't see a person that has never been out of the country before that would, on their first time out of the country, fly 2,000 miles away to be implemented in such bad situation. I don't get that. I mean, as he said, he has a college degree. He ain't no dumb dude.
Well, Knowledge, my opinion of it, I really don't believe he was there on Friday. I do believe he was there on Saturday. But my question is, if you were there on Saturday, you said you walked into something. Why would you leave your friend over there? Why would you go back with those other 6 demons? If you did nothing wrong, why not call the authorities? Why not stay there with your friend? Since you said she was your friend for what, 9 years? I don't buy that. I don't care what. I'm not going to leave my friend over there by herself, unalived, and not tell anybody. You didn't have anything to worry about. Worry about getting over there and being caught up in Mexico? What? Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. Why you leave your friend?
Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense.
I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Why do the good die young? The Shanquella Robinson story. Salute to the chat. Salute to all my moderators. Salute to the replay gang. Now, what you all just saw was a reenactment of the case. One of the frenemies that was in Mexico with Shanquella, one of those frenemies made a video, and that's what me and the Rock Squad was reacting to. Whenever I come before you all and do a Shanquella Robinson demonstration, it's hard. You know, it's hard. We've went over evidence. We went over videos. We went over a lot. We backtracked things. And in this demonstration, we're going to backtrack as we always do. We're going to go over the videos. But I just wanted to start it off, and that's why I titled it, Why Do the Good Die Young? When we look at pictures of Shanquella Robinson, and we just see this little girl who grew up to be a young lady that had the world ahead of her. When you talk to her family members, nobody has anything negative or bad to say about Shanquella. Like I said, when you look at her pictures, and then when you find out the things that she accomplished, you find out her goals in life, and you can't help but to shed a tear, because Shanquella could have been my daughter. Shanquella could have been my sister. Shanquella could have been my cousin. Shanquella could have been any of you guys, daughter, sister, cousin, aunt, or even grandchild. And you just you question it and you ask why. Why do we see these kind of cases involving Shanquella Robinson and other young ladies? Why, when they are successful, why when they got things going on, why when they were raised good, why do they always end up losing their lives amongst some miserable people that I'm sure in a million years, I'm sure that Shanquella never expected what to happen to her. I'm sure in a million years, if it was one person that she felt had her back, I'm sure she knew Kalia had her back. If nothing else failed, if everybody else switched up on her, she just knew for a fact that Kalia had her back. See, when the YNs, when they talk about they ain't nothing like us, y'all right. Y'all ain't nothing like us. Because in our time, in our day and time, a female like Shanquella, we protected those type females. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have allowed nobody to lay a finger on a female in Shanquella's status. Number one, she don't bother nobody. She wouldn't hurt a fly. So off the rip, we ain't gonna let nothing happen to her. Now, if she was, wild and all of that, then all right, handle your business. But Shanquella wasn't like that. So we would have protected Shanquella. She innocent, she funny, she laughable. She like to have a good time. She won't hurt a fly. And then she had it going on. She was the bad. So I can speak on my behalf, and I'm sure any other old head that'll come up here and say the same thing that I'm saying. Shanquella would be the one that you need. You need a female like her for when you get in trouble. You get in trouble, you need that female, because I'm telling y'all, females, when it comes to men, females are more loyal to us than men. You get jammed up, you get locked up. If you talk to the average guy from back in the days, the first person that they calling is going to be a female. Whether it's Mom Dukes, whether it's grandma, whether it's their sisters, whether it's their homegirls, whether it's their girlfriends, whether it's their baby mothers. A few times I had to call my baby mother up. Couldn't stand her ass. You know what I mean? But I knew that she was going to handle my business. So for y'all to allow something to happen to Shanquella, for Kalia to allow something to happen to Shanquella, That's a no-no. I see you, Snoopy. I see the chat. Give me a minute, y'all. I'll come down to the chat. That's a no-no. It don't sit right. And then to come back and lie to Miss Salamandra in there. The sad thing about it is she ain't coming back. And the cold thing about it is almost 3 years. And do y'all know that she still hasn't gotten justice? Somebody help Shank Rock with that. How is it 3 years then went by? No justice for Shanquella Robinson. The frenemies twisted the narrative. The frenemies lied. Where they do that at? It's alcohol poisoning. But it makes you, even for us old heads, but it really makes you question who you got in your circle. It makes you question who you go on trips with. You know what I mean? Because you don't know, anything can happen while you on trips. For the ladies, I see why y'all feel a certain way that y'all feel about the men. Because Kalia, he showed us that he ain't shit. Like, dude, how do you sleep at night? And then the nerve to had a job working with kids. As if Shanquella's life didn't mean nothing. So like I said, almost 3 years, a month away, I think a month or 2 months away. 3 years. Nobody's been arrested. They still trying to fight the civil suit. Like, give it up, Dejanay. Like I said, you got some horrible lawyers. Your lawyers stink. Your lawyers beat you. Each lawyer that you used, they beat you out of your money. First, it's the wrong jurisdiction. Or first it was the expiration date expired. Then next, it's the wrong venue. Now it's self-defense. Do you see your track record, you big dummy? Do you see the track record that you have made? You got to know that all that comes up. It's going to come up. What was the real reason? Dejanay Jackson, what was the real reason? Now, here's the report coming from the, I believe, FBI. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's in the report. Shanquella dropped the glass bust. You cut your foot on the glass. Y'all had some words. I don't know if a altercation took place. You was highly upset. Later on in the night, your boyfriend, he gets in touch with you. He pumps your head up. You act off of your boyfriend. Now you want to break bad and fight? It ain't right. It's not right. It ain't right, y'all. It ain't right that Shanquella lost her life. So what we're going to do with this demonstration, what I'm going to do with this demonstration, we're going to pay homage to the late, great Shanquella Robinson. Anybody want to join me on the link? Anybody want to join me on the panel? Come on up and join me on the panel. We can go over Nazir's video. I don't want to go over the attack video, but we could chop it up about Nazir's video because there are still some that is new to the case. Let me come to my chat, y'all. 3 years has came up so fast. Justice gone, but not, my bad, y'all. 3 years has came up so fast. Justice for Shanquella gone, but not forgotten. She got jumped on, screened in front of a club because the whole situation, because of you. And they at home living their lives like nothing happened. In the video, you could hear DJ saying something like, I'm bum ass B, as if that is what she was called. Henceforth, her saying, I'm tired of your ish. I believe in time, God will take care of all of them. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. That's so true. And also, y'all, we are, I believe, 5 weeks away from the Rock Squad's 3rd annual meet and greet. If anyone is interested in attending the meet and greet, please see Marty. There's going to be games, food. We will be releasing balloons at the cemetery in honor of Shanquella Robinson. We will have a good time. Come on out and fellowship with the Rock Squad. The dates are October the 23rd through the 27th. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Once again, if anybody is interested, please see Marty. What's the date of the meet and greet?
Why?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's come to you last.
I
don't think he was there because to me the timelines just don't add up. So I don't think he was there.
Wow. So let's focus on this next question that I had. Now, some people feel like he was there. Some people feel like he wasn't there. Now, my question is whether he was there or not. What would make him come back to the States with those group of friends that done what they done?
I believe he came back with them because he was still invested in their lie. So from the very beginning, he was unaware of what had occurred prior to him coming. So he did not know that a beating had occurred, and he was still operating on the fact that she had passed from alcohol poisoning. So he got out of town just as they did, believing that if they stayed there, they would be implicated in something bigger. not knowing that something bigger had really happened.
That's a good point. What's your take? What's your answer?
I mean, I can just really pick off that. That was a good point. And to Marty's point as well, it's like if they're leaving, why leave you holding the bag? I'd rather get home and tell my side of the story to the people that it mattered to the most. He contacted the family, and he also contacted the FBI, which there is a law when there is a crime that happens internationally. When you come back to the States, you must report it. He maybe wasn't sure that it was a crime, but he talked to somebody and told him what he knew.
Somebody told him what he knew.
Well, like I said before, I truly agree with Nikki and I truly agree with Mel. But I'm still stuck on the point. I understand you didn't want to be caught up in a foreign country and be held there, but their whole thing was alcohol poisoning. You couldn't be held for alcohol poisoning, but you decided, for whatever reason only you know, to get up out of the city, to get up out of the country. So, but like Mel said, as soon as you touched on American soil, you should have went to the FBI, told them what you knew, what you walked into. But you still sided with their lie. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
When you know it wasn't what they said. You know, why would you do that? Don't you have any morals about yourself? You know, I just...
Do you think, why
Damn.
did he come back with them?
I think they may have been holding something over him, and he didn't come back with him. They would say he was implicated in it from the beginning. So he just went on ahead with him.
Now, appreciate this super chat, Chen. Justice for Shanquella. And yes, she is gone but not forgotten. Now, let's chop it up, y'all. How many of y'all, okay, because I see you adjusted my crown. I see the chat. Remember, everybody, many people felt like Nazir was there. It was a few that felt like he wasn't there. Drop a one. Drop a one if you still feel like Nazir was there. Drop a two if you feel like, nah, Shank, he wasn't there. And that's the link to Marty if anybody need that link. Drop a one. Let's see if anybody changed their minds. I want to see if anybody changed their mind. Drop a one. Okay. I see the twos. Maybe he didn't have money, so he dipped out. Then along the way, he found out what had really happened. I see some twos. I see some ones. I see you, Tasha. Now, two content creators, they did call the airlines. Two content creators. How many of y'all remember that? Two content creators called the airline. And the airline said that Nazir got there on Saturday. What do y'all think about that, dude? Because some people said, but Shank, he could have somebody working in the airline. I remember. People said, but Shank, he could have had somebody working in the airline and they could have lied for him. That's true, but how did the person, because the two content creators, they called the airlines just out of the clear blue sky. So it's not like the person at the airline knew that the two content creators was calling and was waiting. I see you, Kimberly. He was there at the most critical point and denied her help. He did, but he was late. Yep, I remember as well. Now, remember, it's documented that one of them helped the nurse or the doctor give CPR or administer the IV. I can't remember. So I see you, PM channel. I remember he showed his proof far as his plane ticket and the date. I see you, Tina. I see you, Shay. And even Miss Salamandra said that one of them, somebody with them, one of them called while they were still over there and told Miss Salamandra and them that they lied about the alcohol poisoning. They jumped on Shanquella. I always felt, and I still feel like that was Nazir. And also remember, Quilla said that Nazir did come by the house on his own willingly, but she said, but by that time they didn't know who to believe. They didn't know if he was telling the truth or not. And then even remember the content creator that broke the story, he said Nazir is the snitch. Nazir the old snitch out the bunch. What he snitch on? So in the bathroom, justice for Shanquella Robinson. She's going to get justice, gone but never forgotten. Let's tap into Nazir's video because, like I said, maybe we missed something. I see you, Nikki. Because I know in the very beginning, excuse me, y'all, in the very beginning, I felt like Nazir was a piece of ish. I was with everybody else. I was with the majority that was on Nazir's head. I see you, Miss James. But then I backtracked and I said, damn. I said, I was wrong. I said, he giving us clues because we got to admit a lot of stuff we didn't know about until we listen to Nazir's video. The one thing that everybody agrees with Nazir, what is the one thing that everybody agree that Nazir said? Nazir said is deeper than what y'all know. Everybody agrees with him on that because it is deep. It gotta be deep. I think it was Khalil played a big part. Khalil played a major part. Nazir Wiggins said he did. Let me see if I could grab his video, y'all. What is this? Play this.
Is denying he was involved. It's the first time we're hearing from one of the 5 people on the trip with Shanquella Robinson. Her family is suing Nazir Wiggins and the 4 other travel mates, as well as the FBI, over her death in Cabo in 2022. Wiggins says the complaint fails to provide any factual allegations identifying any direct harm he allegedly caused. He also says Robinson's lawsuit relies on, quote, vague or speculative statements. Robinson's friends told family members she died of alcohol poisoning. Death records in Mexico claim she died of head and neck injuries. An independent review by the Mecklenburg County medical examiner could not determine how she died. The FBI declined to press charges against anyone.
Now, Nazir, he dispute the civil lawsuit. Let me get his video, y'all. That actually was the wrong video. Let me find this video.
My symptoms, my taxi driver, it took us an hour to get to the villa because it was traffic. I don't know why. So I got to the villa around 3:26. I instantly, as soon as I go in there, I go to Quilla. Quilla didn't leave my side, none of that, till the nurse came. But I got too far ahead. So Quilla was laying on the couch in the game room. The fucking villa was like a big ass mansion, no upstairs, all tile on the wall, tile on the floor, straight tile, nothing else. So it was just a big ass villa. I don't know if y'all can view it on the website. Go to Cabo Villas and look at how big this shit is and what it looked like. Well, you're gonna see. So when I got there, she was in the game room. They told me she was not feeling good. So I instantly go to her, put on her side, get a bag and all that. So I'm sitting right next to her the whole time. I was crossing my heart and hope that I was there the whole time in the game room, and then they was talking about cooking. So we made it to the living room. I cut on some soft music, sitting with her, rubbing her head, just chilling, waiting till the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. She wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. So it's like, okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see she chilling, I put her on her side. I go out and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, that Quilla get up. So I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do. ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs, I missed everything. Anyways, fuck that.
A lot of people don't believe nothing he said. Why would he be access to a red rum? Soft music, huh? How she says she was chilling. Let's go to a other part of what he said in the video. I don't know if this is it. Damn, y'all. Let me see what this is.
Then I'm thinking, Quilla, let's get up. I say that in the video. Everybody can hear it. Everybody knows. Everybody that know me heard me say this shit. That was my first video when I got there, or second, because I made a video of me pulling up to the villa. But he was cutting up the guy. I tried to get the timestamp for y'all, but that's not gonna work. So I guess the real FBI or whatever had to put those right timelines together. But I'm gonna start with the NCB. That faggot is so stupid and got y'all believing everything that's wrong. I was not there till the next day. I didn't see a fight. I didn't know it was a fight. I didn't know it was a video. I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told it was alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as. I didn't leave her side. I cut on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing her head till the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even said a nurse came. None of this stuff. So I'm really not understanding where this story is coming from and why it's out here like this, because it's wrong. It's wrong. And for y'all to be attacking me, an innocent soul, I'm really innocent as fuck. I went there to enjoy my birthday. To enjoy my birthday and to really just goddamn have fun. I didn't have not 1 second of fun. I didn't take one shot, didn't smoke one blunt, didn't do anything. I went straight to Quilla. She was not found dead. She was found unresponsive. Yes, unresponsive. She was unresponsive. I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that. There was none of that going on. Oh shit. Yeah, but other than that, I did. Oh yeah, I know y'all probably asking that. When I walked in there, I didn't really notice the knot on her head until the nurse pointed it out. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass, what's going on? Like, cause they know, man, and nobody even told me about nothing. I was blind to everything. I'm literally in there giving her my all. Like, come on, girl, we is 2,000 miles away from home. 2,000 miles away from home. Don't nobody deserve this. Damn, 51.
Yes, that's what I think, and he's playing it off. Kern, he put her on her side just in case she vomit. He should have asked what really happened to her. Now, here's the thing with Nazir, y'all. Now, remember, according to the maid, the service worker comes in, I believe 12 noon. The service worker says Shanquella is no longer alive. But Nazir comes in 2:26. He said 3:26, but it was an hour behind. But it was 2:26. Now, when he said he got there, she was still alive. Even the paramedics, the doctor, when they came in, they said she was still alive. They said she didn't. What was the time of death from the doctor? I believe 5:56 p.m. So what are we going to do with the service worker's statement? Do you think that maybe the service worker just assumed that she was no longer alive, or do you believe the service worker and think that Nazir and the doctors are lying? He should have asked what really happened to her. But old girl was going off at everybody, because that was one of the things that I always felt like when it came to Nazir. I still believe him. I just think he should have did more once he saw what shape she was in, knowing she wasn't talking to him. Nikki says Shank dropped the link. And once again, if anybody else want to join me on the panel, feel free to join me on the panel. He could have called her family members back in the state. Well, remember Miss Salamandra. Now, I don't know when Miss Salamandra said she received the call, but Miss Salamandra did say one of them from over there called her and told her it's not alcohol poisoning. They was beating on her. You're right. Timeline. It was her knowing and probably seeing death or knowing how she looked. Cover up. As always, Nikki Lynn, slide in and give us some jewels. They assume she was dead due to her not being able to move. Okay, appreciate you. Slide in, Nick.
Hey, Shank. Hey, Rock Squad. So catch me up on a little bit. I had to leave and come back, so I missed, I guess, maybe a lot. So are we going over Nazir's story?
Yeah,
Is that what
we're back with Nazir. Now, what I said would always concern me was the service worker saying when she got there, I believe 12 noon, Shanquella was deceased. But Nazir and the doctor, they come 226 and I think 233, but they said that she was still alive. So who are we believing? The service worker by saying she was deceased, or Nazir and the doctor? Who you going with, Nikki?
I'm going with Nazir and the doctor, and here's why. And I just want to point out a few things. So even though we know that the maid or the housekeeper, the cleanup lady, whatever you want to call her, I think somebody may have named her Lucy. I don't know. We never seen a statement from this housekeeper.
You've
She's
always
referenced,
said that. You've always said that. But go ahead, Nikki.
and I stand on that. And I argued that point in the very beginning when everybody kept referencing the doctor's statement. And I kept saying, nope, 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 nope. You can't say the doctor said that because we never seen a statement from the doctor. And some people went back and forth. No, the doctor said, no, what we have is a statement from the police officers of the doctor's encounter. We didn't get the actual doctor's statement until the civil suit was filed. And so once the civil suit was filed, reading the doctor's statements shedded some light and gave us a bit of information. I'm sorry, was you going to say something?
No. That's
okay.
just Juanita. I put Juanita up, but go ahead. You good?
Hey, sis.
What's up, Nikki Boo?
Nothing. So that was the first point I want to point out. It was like we knew that the doctor had made some points. We knew some things that the doctor had implied, but that came from the police officer's report. It wasn't until we actually saw the actual civil suit paperwork filed that we got an actual copy of the actual doctor's statement. That's the first thing. The second thing is, thus far, we have not seen a report or a statement from the actual housekeeper. So everybody keeps referencing what she said and what she found, but we actually don't know what she actually saw, what she found. Some people are saying she found Shanquella on the floor. Some people were saying that she said Shanquella was already unalive, that she was cold, that she was stiff, all these different things. But until I actually see the housekeeper's statement, I can only assume, because that's what everybody is doing, and they're making references to her statement. But that being said, because I have the doctor's statement, and I'm going to go back to something I referenced last night, subluxation and luxation. Atlas luxation is a complete break of the neck. That was what people was going with in the very beginning, and they were saying she passed immediately. She passed right away. I could see why they would think that. You would believe that a complete break of the spinal cord would cause immediate D, right? But if you have atlas subluxation, what you're going to have is a dislocation as opposed to an actual break. And what we're going to see is the actual signs and symptoms that the doctor, once we got her actual statement, and I remember in one of your demonstrations, I went over it about Shanquella's diminished capacity, her lower blood pressure, her limited breathing level, all of those things she referenced. And I'm just referencing some of the stuff off the top of my head. I don't have the statement in front of me. But all those things that she referenced added to the fact that, yes, she was lacking oxygen and she had limited mobility and she absolutely was in distress. That's a good word I'll put, in distress, but she was not yet gone. Also, I'll reference the fact that when they pulled out those paddles, the defibrillator, to use that to give her, to assist in the CPR, a defibrillator will not authorize a shock if it does not detect any type of rhythm. So it stops the heart and restarts. And therefore, in the autopsy, it referenced the fact that there was one burn post-mortem, which means all the other burns was delivered and there was still some sign of life. So I'm going to go with science medical facts tell me and what the doctor statements tell me. And again, I believe that was atlas subluxation, a dislocation, which is what Mexico autopsy says, that there was actually a dislocation and not a complete break of the neck. And I believe what Nazir is saying, that she was still alive when he got there.
Let me let Juanita slide in, Nick.
Salute, Shank. Salute, Nick.
Salute, Juanita.
Nick, I'm gonna piggyback off you about this maid or whatever. Um, Honestly, I don't even believe it was a maid.
Mm,
I didn't get no statement. We didn't hear nothing else about it. I don't even believe it was a maid. And second of all, yeah, the doctor statement wasn't actually the doctor statement coming from the doctor. Like you said, the police wrote what the doctor said in their report. So we didn't get an actual doctor statement. With Nazir, I feel even though he came the day after, I feel when he got there and saw Shanquella in the state that she was in, knowing that something had to be wrong with her, he should have had done more. He could have done more.
What could he have done? What could he have done?
He could have called the ambulance. He could have asked questions. He could have drilled down. What did y'all do to her? When the doctor, as he say, pointed out the knot and knew something took place. He being her friend, so-called friend, he could have done more. He could have asked questions. He could have called her family. You know, ambulance. He could have done more.
What about his video, Juanita? Do you think that was his way, Juanita and Nikki Lynn? When you come back in, Nikki, do y'all think that his video was his way of, doing what he could do?
Well, I think his video was showing the fact that he wasn't a part of what took place. I think his video was to show, okay, I came the day after. He didn't get, because he was adamant when he made the statement about the doctor. Well, what about the doctor? Then he described the villa and the things he didn't get to do. It was his birthday. He was looking forward to going on the ATV, smoking blunts, getting drunk, doing everything he wanted to do. But look what he walked into. He walked in something that he didn't have no understanding, but I'm quite sure he knew after the fact. And like Mel said in the video, when he got back to the States, he did go to the FBI. He went to his mother. His mother took him. So I think that was his way of showing the fact that he didn't take part in the unalivement per se himself. Because you know how you can walk into a situation and not even know the extent of the situation, but because now you place yourself there, now you caught up in the part of the situation that you ain't had no clue of what's going on.
I'm sure we all been there at least once. At least once. I'm sure we all been there.
Exactly.
Let me come in, sis. So obviously they all could have done more, right? They were piss poor, inadequate, negligent, obstructive, the worst
All that.
friends ever. The worst
Yeah.
friends ever, right? But I will say, and Mel not here, so y'all wrong for talking about her nephew when she not here. God damn it, she gonna get all y'all, and I won't be a party to this. Mel, it wasn't
That's
me.
all right. I take her. She's gonna chew me out about Nazir was not there.
But that being said, I want to add that honestly, I do think Nazir assisted the most. Now, as far as saying he could have called the family, he could have called 911. To be quite honest, Juanita, first of all, we don't know, we will never really know until they are deposed what they told him. And I'm going to say that they honestly probably told him they already did that. Once he got there, we do know that the phone call had already been made to the family. We also know that a call was made, obviously, for the doctor to come because she was on her way. So to say that Nazir could have done it, and again, y'all don't throw tomatoes at me. I'm not defending him. I'm just kind of stating some of the obvious things. To say that he could have done that, if you come onto a scene and they told you those things are already done, then you wouldn't reinvent the wheel because that's redundant. But he did do the most. He did help. He assisted the doctor, and she states that in her statement that one person did assist in CPR. And I actually have the doctor's statement, which again, Shank, if you allow me, I'll read it if y'all want to hear it.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
fine.
with that. I
Let me
agree
just
with
let me slide in for 1 second. Now, my only beef, my only issue with Nazir is what is going on now. Like what is he doing now? Cause see, here's my thing with Nazir, right? Once the two content creators called the airlines, and the airlines said you arrived Saturday. That right there, that let me know Nazir wasn't there on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So now I backtrack his video. I'm gonna bring you up, baby pretty. Give me a second, baby pretty. Just hold tight. Now, when I backtrack his video, and what he say? We 2,000 miles away. Who wants to get caught in
that.
Mexico?
Yeah.
He and let me just say, if it was me, I'd have done the same thing he done, y'all. Because we got to remember, you're in a foreign country. You're in Mexico. Now, it's a different story. If I was in another state, then maybe I could, play around a little bit. I'm in Mexico. Like he said, he saw some people, remember? He said some people came. And we going to leave it right there if y'all following my eyes.
Right.
So for me, for Nazir, it was all about him getting out of Mexico. I'm with him on that, y'all. I get him. My
Yeah,
issue,
I understand.
my issue with him, Nick, is all right. Now you're here. Now it's going on 3 years. Okay, what have you been talking to Suan? Have you made any more videos? Because you ain't in Mexico no more. So
Exactly.
you can't blame it on Mexico and say, look, yo, I'm scared.
Right.
Because I'm in Mexico. Like I said, I would have dealt my hand the same way. Yo, Shank, right? I would tell everybody, look, I was scared as a motherfucker over in Mexico.
Right.
Yeah, I would have felt that way too, Shane, because it's not like
Right.
you can cross the line across the street and you home. You 2,000 miles away. You can't come back home.
Come on. Go ahead, Nikki. Come on in, Nikki.
Let me get technical with y'all for a
Okay.
second, right? Because what we have is a lot of people running on emotion. And this was absolutely traumatic. And we all watched it on video and we watched it play out. But what I'm going to tell you guys is your emotions don't mean a hill of beans in court, because it's the evidence that matters. And when I say let me get technical, I want to point out something to you guys that you keep saying, that you are absolutely correct in what you're saying, but I think you're missing the point of what you're saying. Everybody keeps saying Nazir was there. He was there. He was there. I want to point out to you guys, you're right. He was there. He was there the day that the incident took place. I believe you all, or half of you, or some of you, are intending to say he was there when the attack took place. But if we're being logical and technical about it all, really what we're saying is, or what you mean to, well, I ain't even gonna tell you what you mean to say. I'm gonna tell you the events as they occurred. Shanquella was attacked that morning, 7-something that morning. Nazir arrived 2-something that afternoon. So he absolutely was there the same day that the attack took place. The question comes into play, was he there when the actual attack took place? Was he in that room? Did he watch it occur? Was he one of the ones recording it? Was he one of the ones cheering it on, championing it on? And was he there the night before? And that's where I'm saying we have to get technical, because that's where the division is coming in. When everybody keeps saying he was there, he was there, he was there, he absolutely was there the same day the attack took place. But I think, again, it's coming down to whether or not you're saying he was actually there when the attack took place. Because if I'm his lawyer, I'm going to argue and I'm going to trip half of you guys up on the stand, because you're arguing with emotion.
Right.
He
And
was
they
there,
both,
he was there, he was there. Yes, he was there Saturday.
and she
Prove
got
he was
poked by
in
her
the
too.
room.
Mm-hmm.
Prove he was in the room. Prove he saw the fight. Prove he cheered it on. Prove he recorded it.
Right.
That's so true.
That'd be a mystery though, because there ain't no proof of that. So
But it
Let-
is, Juanita. It is proof.
of him being there of the
It's
attack.
It's proof of all the other ones being there. And I pointed this out before. We have videos of them coming in that room. It don't take all you hoes that long to get naked. They show them in the
Yeah, we
room.
got that proof. Yeah.
Oh, you got that video. You got the video of them at the dinner table. You got the videos of them recording who came in, when, where, how, and why.
No,
You
I
got
was
the
talking about
video,
Nazir. I
but
wasn't
that's
talking
what I'm
about the
saying.
other.
Juanita, listen, you got the video of the fight, the actual attack taking place. Y'all, you guys, I listened to y'all. I listened to y'all identify those females by their hairstyles, their fingernail polish, who had the French manicure, who had the white nails. I listened to y'all identify who had on what color shirts, who was staff, which one was Khalil, which one was Malik, who had the dreads, who had the beard. Nobody placed Nazir in any of those videos.
True.
So while everybody keeps saying he was there, I ain't seen him in none of those videos. It's
True.
more proof that he wasn't there at the time that they were all there.
That's
and let me
that's
just
right.
slide in. Let me just, once again, 2 content creators called the airline, and the airline stated
They
he,
verified.
yeah, he got there Saturday. Like
Mm-hmm.
Nikki said, he was there on that day the attack took place, but he arrived, what would that be, 5 hours, 6, 7 hours later? So he was there that
Exactly.
day, but
Yeah, that afternoon.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he just wasn't there during the attack. Like Nikki said, you seen all kind of videos. You seen Kalia in videos. You seen Winter, Dejanay. You heard Malik's voice. You heard Kalia's voice.
You seen
No
her there.
Nazir. Let me bring in Baby Pretty for a second, y'all, and then we're gonna come back. You want to say something, Baby Pretty? Come on.
Yes, I wanted to cause I did hear about this video about this young lady, the 25-year-old. That's what we talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shanquella Robinson.
Yes, I've been listening to it. I've been watching it. Um, that kind of break my heart to see that video and how they her friends were treating her. That's like really just broke my heart, and um, if it just feels sad that we just need to get justice for her, and that's really what it is. Like it's just sad. It really is. I don't.
Let me ask you some questions as far, because I know you're in your early 20s. Is it normal? Is it a thing for something like this to had taken place? Like, could you see yourself being caught in that kind of predicament that Shanquella was caught in?
I probably would, because some things that those people that she was hanging around with was never they was never her friend. They was jealous of that girl. She's a pretty girl. She was jealous. They was jealous of her. I seen it for my own eyes. My parents seen it for their own eyes. They were jealous of that little girl. It's a lot of people jealous of me, but if I was in their shoes, I probably would not go to Mexico. That shows me that is sad. I swear to God, that's sad. It really is. I really want to cuss, but that is sad. That is
Let me
so.
ask you, and I don't mean to cut you off. Let me ask you this. Is it okay? What is it when I'm gonna say females, when females have been raised in a good environment,
Mm-hmm,
females, they got it going on. Is
mm-hmm.
it peer pressure? Is it attraction? What leads the good females, and males do it too, but I just want to talk about the females. What leads the good females to having friends with the no good for nothing females? What give us some insight on that.
Good females. I'm trying to say it, but it's in my brain.
And
Uh,
if you gotta use profanity, if you gotta get explicit, give it to us.
yeah. Good females. Like friends. If you have a good, uh, if you have a good relationship with that person, good people, well, good females. Um, because I am a good female, but I wanna. I don't even know how to say it though. Good friends, you see another, they see you like you helping people, like helping another female, and you want to be friends with that person, and you don't know how to be friends with that person. But then you see another person that's being mean to that person, and you trying to figure out, like you trying to figure it in. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to like trying to have friends, but friends is not. I don't know how to say it. This shit is real. Like this is crazy. I'm trying to
Because
say it. It's just
I think on the most part, when you got good females in your life, you know, um, that you can honestly trust them or look at them and they look at you, you know,
yeah.
good to have. But when you got them females in your life that side eye you, you know, they don't give you no compliments or whatever. Those
Right.
are you need to watch out for, because you
And,
can
and can I
tell when
say
you in a group of when you in a group with females, you can tell the ones who really down with you and the ones who don't
right,
give a fuck about you. You can
right,
feel it.
right.
exactly.
Now,
Who was
now
gonna
let
get
me let me just say that. So Nikki and Juanita, okay, did y'all experience that in y'all days? Like,
I did when I was younger, but see, my thing was this: like, I didn't hang out with a lot of females because I knew how conniving and treacherous and envy and jealousy, how jealous female can be. I hung out with guys for real, to be honest with you. I hung out with a lot of men back in my days growing up because females was too shady for me. You know, they was too condescending. They want what I had, and they do shady, crazy, little stupid shit, you know, and I had to side eye them. So I didn't really hang around with a lot of females. Then when I got older, you know, and I kind of eased my way into hooking up with some females, like I said before, you can feel who click with you and who don't. And
it,
for me, the ones that didn't click with me, hey, I kicked them to the curb. You know, I couldn't mess with them because I know how conniving and how they can be. My circle today is real small. There's only a couple females I can honestly trust, and I know they'll be there for me. So that's where I'm at with that.
Come on back, baby pretty. Come on.
I wanted to say something on that part of jealousy. Um, I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to cut you off. But I believe this is what I believe. As I'm young, I believe that how she dressed, because that's can be females friends. They're just
Yeah,
another person who dressed nice, and it's sometimes it can be that some friends, oh, I want to be just like you, but they are jealous of you. And
right.
I can tell you this, I have friends that was jealous of me. And anytime I wear something, oh, I want to be just like you. I want to wear like how you wearing it. I don't even know how they was jealous of me, but I could see it because they were not my friend. They was never my friend. And the fact that it happened to her at that, Mexico, it kind of showed me where it's okay to be by yourself. You don't have to be trying to be friends with everybody that you see. And I guess that she was trying to fit in with all of them just because she wanted to make friends. Because I know that her mama is hurting. I know that she feel broken. I know that it's getting worse. And it's just like, what could we do with these young people and show these young people, hey, that's not your friend. If you have kids, tell your kids, hey, that's not your friend. It is a lot of things that my parents showed me that I could tell y'all my story that when I was in high school where it was people in the locker room. This is a real story, y'all. It was people in the locker room recording me while I'm fighting this female. We ain't friends. They was playing me. It was like a setup. And that's what that video was. It was a setup. They did a video and they showed a video to the next person and that's really what they did, y'all. I'm not lying.
Yeah, but I also think they took her kindness for weakness. People do
Exactly. And
that. People took her kindness for weakness because she was kind hearted, and she didn't turn her. She was kind hearted. She ain't had no problem helping nobody, giving nobody nothing, whatever. And they took advantage of that because they didn't have what she had. Instead of them asking her or trying to find out how to get how she got, they cold hearted just slammed her out, took her out. Jealousy is a mother.
Yes,
Now,
Lord.
let me give y'all an alternative point of view because I listened to y'all, and although everything you're saying, baby pretty, Juanita, Shank, is all true, there could be some jealousy involved. But sometimes, some people just don't mesh well. Personalities just
True,
don't click.
true,
Me and you just don't get along.
true.
I have a friendship group of friends that maybe I grew up with, and then a set of friends that I went to college with. And we may come together for certain events, like maybe my birthday or my kids' events or something like that. But on a regular basis, these two groups don't blend. They aren't meant for each other. It's no big nothing to do, but they just wouldn't choose each other to be friends.
Hmm.
These are my set of friends that I grew up with from childhood. And then these are my more mature professional friends that I went to school with. And they come from two different walks of life. Everybody not meant to be together. Everybody not meant to hang together. And it appears to me that although there was some jealousy involved with Shanquella's success, I don't know the success of some of these other people in this group. And it appears that Shanquella was more friends or thought she was more friends with Khalil. She knew Nazir from however many years ago. Apparently, they knew each other the longest. But it appears also that their little friendship group was based around some of them knowing each other
Hmm.
and meshing their friendship groups together. And maybe on a regular, they just wouldn't vibe with each other. They wouldn't kick it all the time. You wouldn't come to my house for Sunday dinner. But we ain't hanging together on Friday night.
Right.
But when this whole, they need another person to fill out the space for this trip, and who may have the money, won't you ask your girl to go? And go ahead.
I don't know that I want y'all to like tell me if that is not, if it is true, if it's not true. But I heard that her mother said that she couldn't go. Is that true?
Who mom said they couldn't go?
I can't say
Miss
her name, but
Shanquella's mother.
yeah.
I didn't
Is
hear
it
that. And
Yeah,
plus,
that's
she
the
was a
first
grown,
time
and
I
plus she's a
heard that.
grown woman, so
Right.
she grown. She can do what she wants. So, but I didn't hear that. I don't know what that came
And it appeared to me, I was going to call you pretty baby, baby pretty.
from.
It appeared to me that Shanquella traveled a lot and
Right,
traveled, quite often. So it does not appear that her mom or her dad had any hand in stopping her from traveling or doing her thing. She was a pretty young girl. She had
right?
the funds to do so. I mean, and that's what she did. She enjoyed traveling. That's what she did. It doesn't really appear that anyone could have stopped her from going. And
exactly.
again, she thought she was amongst one of her good friends and some associates, some
Yeah,
people she went to college with.
yeah, because she trusted Khalil of all people.
Right.
She trusted him the most, regardless of whoever was there. She trusted him the most, and I couldn't even imagine or even put myself in the mindset of how she felt or what she was thinking by him being there and not doing nothing as this go on. I mean, can you? I can't even imagine that. Somebody I
No.
really trusted, somebody I'm kicking with, somebody I work with, somebody you know, and you just sitting there and not helping me. That I mean, that
Right.
right there just taking me out. You feel me? You
Because
know,
it's
Shane, like if me and you hanging out, we cool. We've been knowing each other for almost 3 years. We good. We hanging out. We end up in something happened to me, and you standing there. You know that would break my heart.
And I just
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
y'all.
Because of the
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
because of the agenda role. Like like her sister said, she went with Kalia. Even when it came back that Kalia was in the mix and had some foul issue, she was like, they was like, no, not him. So nobody knew that this was going to happen. According to the report, it was just an incident that turned all the way left.
Right,
So, and it's just one of them situations that any of us could get in. But once again, it's like you said, Juanita, imagine something kick off, and if anybody around in your mind, I know Shank got my back. And
right,
I'm just and I'm now let's call space space. Now I can see if it was like about 20 dudes, then it'd be like shit. I ain't no match against no 20 dudes.
okay.
You know
I
what I
get
mean?
that. I get that part. If it's
But,
more
but,
than
then,
what
but
you
listen,
can
but
handle,
listen, yeah, but there's some females. You gonna be looking at me like, God
Shank.
damn it, Shank, with
Right.
your funky ass. You can't get
Yeah, like
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You
like damn,
can't
Shank.
get
What you gonna do?
right. It's females.
Right.
See,
Come on
now, Shane, I'm be honest. Like, so I'm telling you guys from my perspective, it's like a few different. When I analyze this situation, it's a couple of different things going on here, right? Again, I'm going to point out that Shanquella was mostly friends with Khalil, even though she knew the rest of them. Let's leave that there. Then I'm going to defer to Dejanay. Dejanay was an absolute bully. And the reason she was a bully because she was used to being bullied. So for me, I look at her and her stance is attack first before they attack me. And I just get that from her childhood and her being bullied. So now she's an adult and her whole thing is, I'm going to go off. I'm going to attack first before people start to attack me. So she became a bully. She became a fighter. She may even have become good at it. For that reason, she was used to being picked on. That being said, she has this friendship group where she becomes sort of the leader. They all sort of defer to her. Whatever Dejanay does, they all kind of follow behind her. So you have the pretty girl, Shanquella, who comes in, and it's not jealousy so much as in, right, like, you trying to take my place. You know what I mean? Like, you friends with Khalil, that's where you belong. But here in this friendship group, I'm the leader type thing. And
Right.
so, Shanquella comes in and she's bubbly, she's fun, let's go do this, let's go do that. I thought we was going swimming. I thought we was going, I'm sunbathing or nude or whatever. And Dejanay does not like this little lead road that Shanquella is taking. And all her friends hold wait. So it's starting to develop some animosity. And they gonna always defer to Dejanay because she's their leader. Now, Khalil, he kind of caught in the middle. So then you have this group of friends here, and what you have come into play, guys, is the Wolfpack. You have this Wolfpack mentality where, and I'm seeing in the chat, and you guys are absolutely right. You amongst friends, and something kick off, somebody's supposed to stop it. But here's why they don't stop it. And this is why I disagree with a lot of you who think it was planned already in North Carolina. What usually kicks off is something gets started and everybody like, oh, we're going to see a good fight. They planned it. They planned it prior to coming to Shanquella's room. You obviously know that because they there with their phones. They out. They ready to record it. So there was some planning that occurred. I don't think it got planned back in North Carolina. But that being said, it's like once one starts something, the leader of the pack, they all either join in or they back out. And that's what they all chose to do. One stupo does something and they all go ahead and join in, even Khalil. But I think he did not intend for it to go that far. He thought they was just going to see a girl fight. Quella at least fight back, whether that was him or Malik said it. They thought they was going to see a fight. They was going to record it. Now, I do have to add, what did the dum-dums think was going to happen after that? Did they think Shanquella is just going to be okay with all of them? We just going to be cool. Later on, we going to drink. We going to laugh it off. No, probably not. But they didn't think that far. Because, again, they were deferring to Dejanay. She's the leader. We going to go along with her. We going to follow her. She got mad. Boyfriend boosted up. You need to go handle your business. How dare this girl disrespect you? Type thing. And that's what they did. But what they didn't plan to have happen is that her spinal cord get dislocated and she go into distress and she eventually lose her life.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Let me just ask this question. Now, if you was in that predicament and you saw this fight break out or this attack or whatever the case is, and you saw the person that was getting attacked that wasn't fighting back, even though all that they was doing the 10. Now, would you yourself have jumped in and stopped it because you saw the fact that that person wasn't fighting back?
Now, I'm going to answer your question honestly, Juanita, and it's the honest to goodness truth. And we all going to say it, right? Hindsight is 2020. But I promise you, baby, I'm a leader all day long. I ain't never a follower. You can't get me to do nothing. And proof is in the pudding. We all been on a trip together. You, me, Shank, some of the people in the chat. And I do my own thing. I rock to my own beat. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do none of that. And everybody else around me doing all of it. And I'm still having a great time. Am I not, Juanita?
Yeah, you are.
And so, I'm saying that not because I'm saying I think I'm better, this, that, whatever. I just rock to the beat of my own drum, baby. Can't nobody get me do nothing. But would I have stopped it? It would have never got that far. And any of my friends could tell you. Okay. I'm the one that's logical. I'm the one going to be trying to calm everybody down. I'm going to be the one trying to talk everybody out of it. No, we're not doing this.
True that.
we not doing this. It would have never got that far with me.
You think
Because
like I do. That's what I
you're my
thought too.
friend. I
I
love
ain't
you.
never
I love all y'all.
exactly
What y'all doing? Because
right.
I don't never want to see anybody hurt. I would never want
Exactly.
anybody to be in that position. So honestly, for real, it would have never got to that point
And,
with
and
me.
and you know what? I felt that same way too. And I just don't understand how, how crazy that Khalil would allow it to even go as far as it did and still didn't intervene. You know what I'm saying?
Because some people are absolutely followers, Juanita. Everybody not made to be a leader. And again, like I said, it's the wolf pack mentality. You part of the wolf pack, you follow the leader. The leader say jump, we all say how high.
Yeah,
This
that's
one
true.
run, we all
Yeah.
run after him.
I'm glad I
Dejanay was
wasn't a
the leader
follower.
of that pack. Yeah, that's what
Right,
I'm saying. She was the leader of that pack. And
right.
that's what they all did. They pumped it up. The crazy thing is, even if I expected all of them to do exactly what they did, the one I'm most disappointed in is Khalil. You
Yeah,
were
me too.
supposed to be her friend. You were
Right.
supposed to protect her. You were supposed to have her back. You were supposed to be watching when nobody else was. God damn it. When her eyes was closed and she was asleep, you were supposed to been watching when nobody else was.
Exactly.
When them mother was cooking up the plan, you was supposed to been talking them out of it. You was supposed to been saying, I ain't gonna let y'all fight my girl now. We ain't doing that.
Right.
You
Right. We
supposed
ain't
to have
gonna have
every
that.
conversation to talk them out of this.
Right. That's
Right.
supposed to have been shut down. Soon as
Right. But
they
see
got
what
here, it's
not
supposed to
thinking
shut
what your
down.
own mind gets you, stupo.
Ah,
Can I
I,
say something real quick? Can Baby Pretty say something?
Yes,
go
ma'am.
ahead.
Um,
Go ahead,
what
baby,
y'all
pretty.
just said before I said about when I seen that video, it kind of puts me where that set her up. Like I said before, they set her up, and it kind of showing me where like they don't even give a. Can I say a cuss word? Can
Yeah,
I
come
say a
on,
cuss
come on.
word?
More like you.
They don't. They
Yeah,
act like they don't
co-
give a damn about her. That's
Hmm.
what it looks like, and that's what it seemed like when I watched that video. They didn't give a damn about her, and that's the point where we have to see in that video that whoever who did that video and who put that out there, they need to go to jail because why would you allow that to happen and it gets worse? Now I could say this. I'm gonna give y'all an example. If I was a if y'all see me in that video of a group of people and that situation happened, you know one thing that I could do is stop that situation before it get worse after worse. They didn't do that. Cause a good friend like me, I would stop that. And I would call the police. And I would kick them out. And I would actually help my friend out. Baby, let's go. Let's take you to the hospital. Let's get you dressed, and let's call your mama. That's what a good friend would have did. They didn't do that. Y'all go look back to that video, and I'm telling y'all, that's not what they was doing. They was pushing her around in that room. I seen it for my own eyes, and that's sick as hell of what they did to her. That is sad. That's not a friend. That's a setup. That shit's fucked up.
And they wasn't her friend.
They wasn't her friend at all. That's why y'all see me. I don't have friends. I don't need friends. They some enemies. That shit's fucked up. That's sad. And nobody don't see that.
Well, again, I just added, honestly, they weren't her friends. They were Dejanay friends. The only person who was supposed to have been loyal to her was Khalil. Malik said it. He said it to Dejanay, I got your back.
Mm-hmm. And
He
see,
was
that's
never
the thing.
Shanquella's friend that I
Exactly.
understand.
Right.
Nazir is the one who claimed I knew her the longest. I was her friend from way back when. And back to one of the statements one of the questions I think you asked Shane. When Nazir first came out with his video, this is why Nazir got so much flack from the public. And I said it in the very beginning. If he had just kept quiet we wouldn't know half of what we had known, right? But
Right.
Exactly.
to be quite honest, I said Nazir put that cape on himself. He made himself the superhero. He was the one who said, if I was there, they wouldn't have did this. If I was there, I would have stopped it. If I was there, I would have saved the world. If I was there, I would have, I would have did this for baby girl. If I was there, they would have never did no shit like that. If I was there, I would have did X, Y, Z. But then
Right.
what happened was he went on to someone else's, another content creator. I can't remember if he actually went on a platform or he just sent her
He's
text
Sunset,
message
Texas.
statements
Yeah.
where he backtracked on all of that and then said, well, I can't tell y'all everything I know. It's deeper than what y'all think. Some of these people are parents and they have children. And
Yeah.
if they come out and say what really happened, y'all gonna crucify them like y'all did me. Nah, wait a minute, hold up. Hold up, Lil YN. You the one came out here with all the, if
Right.
you was there, you would have protected her. If you was there, you would have saved her. If you was there, they wouldn't have did XYZ because that was your friend from so long back. So the reason why Nazir honestly gets so much smoke is because one, he came forward. And two, yeah, he did go to the FBI. I do honestly believe he wasn't there at the time of the attack. But you came out swinging. Like, no, they wouldn't have did none of this if I was there.
Then he
But,
fold. And then
but
he
then
fold.
you folded, you
Yeah.
retracted.
Then he
Then
fold.
you started protecting the people that I don't know when you found out, but I also know you had to have seen the same video we saw. So if you saw what we saw, and I got to take back. And yeah, you weren't the protector that you made us think you would have been. So
But
now
do
I got
you
to
For the
group
do
you
you
in
question.
with
think
the
do you
rest.
think it's possible he was threatened? Do you think it's possible that something came across for him?
I'm be honest
I
with
think
you. Go ahead, Shank.
I think them people that he seen in that room in Mexico, because remember, even he said when he got home, people was making threats. He said
But yeah,
he got security at the crib. So I think with Nazir, I think that he knows what could possibly happen to him. So, he walking a tight rope. I
so that's
mean,
the reason why he probably folded.
yeah, because like I said, in these type situations, it come on. He ain't built like that. He never claimed to be built like that.
Not at all.
He's a college kid. Now, if it was somebody that was built like that, somebody that was with it, then we could honestly be like, shit, nigga,
That
that's
nigga
what you,
about that lifestyle.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Why you folding? If it's somebody that's
Mhm.
about that life, then it's like you of all people, why you folding?
Right.
Right.
But he ain't about that life. He ain't never claimed to be about that life.
He
Right.
ain't built for that life.
We y'all
So
know
what
what I'm saying,
happened with him and Ricky?
right? Because you know,
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who did that, like who actually recorded. It's a person name is KC. That's the one who recorded the whole video of that.
KC is
And see.
Khalil Cook.
right? But he went by another name. What was the name that he went by, y'all? Oh man, where's the old? What was
It's
that?
gosh, I know what it's the name that when he was recording her
Yeah.
sleep.
I
Damn,
Slim.
where is
It was
that?
Slim. It was Cash. Damn. Was it
Yeah,
Cash? Slim Cash.
yeah,
Cash Slim. Something like some shit like that.
yeah.
Cash, yeah, it was something like that. Cash Slim or
But
Slim
what
Cash.
gave him the right to actually record that though?
See, now this is where I'm going to defer a little bit from what you're saying. I keep getting ready to call you pretty baby. I'm just call you pretty baby. That flows. Okay, pretty baby. So
Let that Baltimore come out and you Nikki messing up people's names. Let it come
No,
out.
go ahead
well,
and do it, Nikki.
pretty baby flows because I
Because
keep having to
baby
look at the
pretty
name
ain't
and
getting it.
baby pretty baby just flows. So when you say what gives them the right to record, at that instant when he was recording, an incident had not occurred. And what they were doing was recording their vacation, which I think we kind of all do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can't say that he was wrong in doing that. You know, shoot, I'm recording on the plane. Oh, look at the mountains. Look at the snow. You know, when we land, oh, look at the grounds. So I think kind of that's what, they were doing. And I think they were all doing it. So I can't say that I think he was wrong in doing that. And to be quite honest, show us all the recordings for real. Because I know it's more. We want to see everything because we obviously don't have everyone's perspective from what they recorded and what's in those phones. So I want to see it all.
Let me come back to his video. Pretty baby, you let me know. Do you think what he's saying in this video is sincere? Give me your take on his video, pretty baby.
Okay.
To hear nothing from nobody. Y'all can really go on about y'all day, y'all life. We ain't gotta talk, be cool. You felt how you feel because that's the information you was given. I respect it, but I can't respect you. That's because if you knew me, you know that's not me. That's not my heart. My heart's so pure. I'm not confrontational. I would try to end everything before it gets to something like that. Come on, bro. You don't do that 2,000 miles away from your house, bro. You don't do that. You don't do that. I have the most respect for Miss Robinson, Quilla, everybody. Like, y'all welcome me with open arms. Listen, heard me out. All of that. I didn't feel like anything was a problem. I respect that, and I want you to get justice for your daughter. I want everybody to get justice. I want everybody to start hurting. Don't nobody deserve that, especially not to die 2,000 miles away from your family. It's not fair. It's not fair, and I say it every day. I say it every day. I think about it every day. It's not, I can never forget it. Y'all won't let me forget it because y'all think I'm responsible for it. But I just don't understand why. And y'all don't have everything. Y'all don't have timestamps. I didn't sign that guest list. First of all, the guest list that my name is on. Go try to find my signature. Hold on, where's my ID? Matter of fact, my ID. Is my signature on here? That's my passport. Anyway, I don't know. My signature not on there. What's somewhere in there? But I didn't sign it. And the only reason why my name was on there because you had to have your name on the list to get past the gate. If your name wasn't on the list, they would not let you up to your villa. So they signed my name, they printed my name, and signed my name, which is not my signature or my print. That's the only reason why I'm on that list. That's the reason why I don't have a phone number there. That's the reason why there's not my fucking shit on there. That's the reason why I'm the last one on there. Like, come on, bro. I gotta make shit make sense, bro. Do your own research. Stop listening to that bozo. Like, come on, bro. I was really tripping, bro. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense for me to keep my page public and I did something. It don't make no sense for me to keep trying to live my life and move past this and I did something. Nothing is eating me alive. I don't know. I didn't know. Nothing is killing me. Nothing is hurting me and breaking my heart, goddamn, that I had to goddamn go hide. Because I didn't do anything. I walked into something stupid. And I really wish a flight got canceled, blew up. I don't give a fuck. Don't send me there. I don't know. I can't question God's plan, but he has a way. He has a way, and I'm telling you, I'm putting it all in his hands. I'm not worried about nothing. You, him, or her got to say. I'll tell you that. And I'm only clearing my name one time. If you feel it's clear or it's not, that's on you. Stop commenting on my family shit, mentioning my mama and all that, bro. Y'all are weird. Cause the same way y'all can find my info, I can find y'all's. But y'all hide behind fake pages and stuff. Like, come on, bro. Everybody's stuff on the internet, bro. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta be smart. Everybody got families. Everybody got families. This shit way deeper than what y'all think it is, bro. It's really way deeper than what y'all think it is. I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro. Take what you want to take out of this. Like, I don't know. I don't know if y'all thought me getting on Instagram and crying was to help me. I was genuinely heartbroken that I went into a house to see a friend that I knew for 9 years, unresponsive, on vacation, 2,000 miles away, in another country. It makes no sense. It makes no sense for me to come late to put myself in this predicament. It makes no sense. Why would I do going out of town to be a possibly accessory or anything? That makes no sense. I'm going home. I'm a smart nigga. I have a degree. I graduated. I nigga like, but it makes no sense. I gotta put stuff together, but I gotta stop believing everything off the internet, bro. I could tell. I told y'all, that's not him. That's not Nazir. That's not him. He wouldn't do that. He would have stopped that. He would have told them, y'all better come on now. Get y'all fucking act together. And that's the reason why I probably didn't know. Because they knew I was on everybody's ass in there. From this, that, and that. Everybody there was feeling it. I don't care, bro. I just don't care. You don't do that on vacation. No, either party. Whatever happened from alcohol, from drinking too much, you enjoy yourself, bro. You be responsible. You be responsible in another country, in another man's place, bro. That is not our stomach grounds. Y'all know Brittany Griner stuck in Russia. You gotta make a trade. Nobody trading for us. Nobody is fucking trading for me in Mexico. Why the fuck would I want to get stuck in Mexico? Idiots. Make it make sense. That was my first time out the country. I spent money on a passport. I spent money on clothes and all that to put myself in a murder. I'm gonna take my birthday extended. I just turned 25. Y'all can tell me happy birthday if y'all want. I celebrate my life with a murder. I just turned another age. I'm happy I'm still here. Come on, bro. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, bro. Leave me alone. Y'all do whatever y'all wanna do, research over there, but just leave me and my page alone. I wasn't bothering y'all. I really wasn't bothering y'all. I was enjoying myself.
Anybody? I believe him. I think it's sincere. Anybody else?
I believe him too, but like I said, I'm just sitting here wondering why he folded. Because now, whether they got kids or not, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? They know what they was doing when they was over there. They wasn't thinking about their kids then. So why would he think about it? That's
I
my
think he
thing.
wanted out. I think he wanted out. I absolutely believe him, but I think also is we should understand that a few things could be true. Just because he may be telling the truth doesn't mean that he's not a liar also. But
True.
I don't know why we put the biggest jacket on him. Honestly, I believe most of what he's saying is true. And I'm with you, Shank. In his predicament, in his position, if I was him, I probably would have wanted to get the hell out of Mexico also.
Mm-hmm.
He came in there, he didn't know what the hell was going on. I
All
mean,
right.
you just don't, you know. Now,
He's
you
seen
take some, go ahead.
Not to cut you off. Look at my eyes. He's seen them people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it just all makes sense. We can sit and dissect his video bit by bit by bit, and it may not make sense to most of you, but it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And we could say, oh, he's talking about his birthday and he talking about, it's his first time out the country. Well, yeah, I get all that too. You can crucify him for his words and his actions, but he's just speaking his honest truth. Now,
Right.
why did he fold? Only he really knows the answer to that question. But I think honestly, once he came back, guys, and he started speaking and he started getting the threats and public turned against him, social media, and he just did not get the support he thought he would get by telling the truth. He just wanted out. I don't want no parts of this situation. Look, I ain't do this shit. Y'all got me wrong.
Right.
And I think that's just the truth of it, right? And again, we heard him. He was the one who was saying, you know, if I was there, they wouldn't have did that. I ain't like that. But that's what we all are saying. We all are saying, if I was there, this wouldn't have went down. You know, and honestly, I would like to believe that of all of you who are saying that. If we was there, this wouldn't have happened. You know, but again, I really don't think it's no proof nowhere that he was there when the attack on Shanquella took place. I think he has the least amount of culpability.
And that's why, in my opinion, he made the video. Because, you know what I mean? Whereas though with the other ones, notice, they came online for a hot second, but then when the heat came, they bailed out.
Yep, they dodged.
Whereas though with him, you know, like I said, I don't got nothing to worry about. Everybody ain't me, but I don't got nothing to worry about. All right, but I got some shit to worry about. I'm on the low.
Yeah. He absolutely made the video thinking he was going to clear his name, not knowing that it was going to put more heat on his ass. Because I'm shocked at how much and how often people go after him more than they do Dejanay.
That's what I don't understand, Nikki. I don't understand how they can just gut him down, gut him out, instead of going against the actual attacker.
Juanita, I've been on this panel arguing so much. Like, I mean, we saw who attacked her. I've seen so many people in this chat and get on this panel and point the finger at everybody
but her.
But that wench.
That's who I want. Right. That's who I would want to go after. That's who I want.
I'm like, we saw the video. And they be like, no, it's a longer video. When the body slammed her. Y'all didn't see that. Oh, no, y'all don't understand. The doctor administered something in the IV.
Right, I know, nigga, right.
Popped out. No, y'all don't understand. The villa owner is part of some syndicated crime scene.
They flew him out on a private jet.
No, y'all don't understand. It was the cartel.
Oh Lord, right. Right. All these narratives.
Nazir is a liar. He was there. I read the autopsy front to back, and I'm telling you how many people was like, oh, they raped her. They sexually, and he did it while he was playing Summer Walker in front of 5 other people and the goddamn doctor. What is wrong with y'all? I'm telling y'all he didn't. But no,
remember, I was there with you, nigga. I was there. I'm like, what the hell?
Y'all, the video, and then I heard somebody
all night. This the same night.
Right. I'm like, what are y'all saying? Then I had somebody said they stole her organs. I read y'all the autopsy. All her organs was there. I told y'all they weighed them and everything.
So you couldn't look in. Oh my God.
Well, why did they cut her skull open? They had to access the brain. What are y'all talking about? That's how you do an autopsy. And I'm sorry if I'm yelling, y'all. Forgive me.
And then the new information. Wait a minute. And then the new information that came out in the report that somebody slammed her in the pool.
Right, and I'm like, what?
What the hell?
We saw the video. Look, I can't argue with you guys who say y'all saw a separate video. But we all seen at least this one video
where
Dejanay
slam that girl, body slam her, twist her. But I want her. I don't want nobody. I just want her.
But yet Nazir is being crucified all day long.
They got him on the cross with nails sticking out his foot and toe. And I'm like, why y'all running out to Nazir? Y'all should be running out the Deja May. She the one that attacked Shanquella. What the hell is really going on?
I give
We
you one better. Shank, you just claimed it. They called to verify when he landed. Did anybody call to verify when Dejanay landed or when her plane landed?
Right.
No.
When did she leave?
Exactly.
How did she leave? That's the thing. And she the only one that went and changed her fucking name.
Thank you, Juanita. I was like, wow, she's on actual video. We see it. But they was putting the blame on everybody else.
we heard so much, didn't we, y'all?
Did we? Did we? God damn, it made my head hurt. I had it's time to go, Shank.
So
I can't
much was,
take no more.
and look, so much was coming through my DMs, my emails. I was like, God damn, leave me
I can't
alone.
take it no more, Shank. I was like, hold on, I gotta drop down. Because it's like, what the hell y'all getting these freaking stories from? Like, come on, this ain't no goddamn Harry Potter shit. This some real like shit. We saw what we saw. Don't say you try
Yeah,
to put something in our head that we didn't see, and then
right.
people running with all these goddamn narratives like when the Kool-Aid turned black. Come on, what? Oh, somebody was hiding behind the curtains on
They
the
had people
floor.
hide
Did you see
behind the
the people
lamp,
behind the
hide the
curtains? They hiding
nightstand,
under the
crawling out
bed.
from under the
Yeah,
bed in
Oh my
separate
God.
rooms.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Jesus. The Spanish guys was in the room. The Spanish
Yes,
guys
yes.
raped her. The Spanish guys went, oh my God.
Lord have mercy,
I'm
y'all.
like,
Y'all,
Lord, if you don't get this straight, I swear to God, justice for Shanquella, justice for her. Because I know what I saw.
right, right.
I saw Dejanay viciously attack Shanquella.
And
Swung
Juanita,
her
you
and
know,
slammed her on the floor.
I was really on the panel going, oh my gosh, y'all giving me a migraine. I can't take, I got a migraine.
I couldn't even sleep that night, nigga. I was going to Shank guys all night. I couldn't even go back to. I couldn't even go to sleep. I was like all this crap they putting out, and it didn't get Marty started. Marty said, "Oh hell no, don't come over here with that shit." Marty said, "We deal what we deal with over here. We deal with facts over here. We don't deal with that bullshit."
Lola Marie has a good question. Who want to tell her?
Tell
You
her
kick,
what's the question.
you tell her, Nikki, and me and Juanita build with you.
Okay, so I'm explaining the best I can to you, Lola Marie, and I'm going to give you the short, dirty
Okay, read
version.
the question because I can't see the chat right quick.
Okay, so Lola says, I'm late. I know the case. I just didn't keep up with it, but why is no one locked up for her death? So in short, I just try to give you a dirty version that includes all the main details so everyone gets it. So per the treaty, you can only be charged with certain crimes when you commit a crime out of the country. We have a treaty with Mexico. So therefore, Dejanay, who is the one on video attacking Shanquella, is the only one that can be charged for the crime of femicide. I think we can still say that, right, Shane?
Yeah.
And it's a form of M, red rum. Okay, so she's the only one being charged in Mexico with this crime. All the other ones per the treaty cannot be charged because there is no charge where the treaty supports obstruction of justice, lying, or anything like that. So therefore, in order for the other ones to be charged, they would have to be charged in the United States, which is called concurrent jurisdiction, meaning the United States would have to take on the charges, meaning we recognize that you did a crime in Mexico, but some of what you committed occurred here in the United States. And I explained that in a lot of the demonstrations, but basically once they got back to the United States, they concluded together to obstruct justice. So they lied to the family, they covered up, they did a bunch of things. So some of the things they did happened on the US soil. So therefore the US could have took on concurrent jurisdiction. That's the first thing. But Mexico did an autopsy. Autopsy said, okay, we found evidence that she had a dislocated cervical spine, C1 and C2, and we want Dejanay tried here. We got a warrant for her extradition back to Mexico. We're going to send this to the United States. We want your citizen. United States has the right to send their citizens back to any country. But United States says, per the FBI, well, we're going to do our own investigation first to determine whether or not your information and your investigation is valid. What we found out shortly after the civil suit was filed, that the FBI did do an investigation. They did go to Mexico. But my opinion, their investigation was not as thorough as it should have been. They took the words of the Cabo Six, the people who concluded, obstructed justice, and all those other things to keep the truth from coming out. And the Cabo Six said, oh, Shanquella agreed to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, United States also decided that they were going to do their own autopsy. And during their own autopsy, they say, well, we find that she didn't have a broken neck. Not a broken neck, not a dislocation or anything. And it's possible that she could have passed away from the alcohol poisoning, even though the test results show that there was no alcohol poisoning, there was no alcohol in her body. So the United States conclude that there is not enough evidence to not only try them here in the United States for concurrent jurisdiction, but they also was not going to prioritize this warrant and send Dejanay back to Mexico. So they did not move on this warrant at all. They did not even put it into the system. So in the meantime, while we're all here fighting for justice for Shanquella, hoping that the United States would at least, send the warrant up the chain of command and let Dejanay face justice there in Mexico. They didn't even put the warrant into the system. So while we're all doing that, this chick in the court system getting her name legally changed because there's no warrant for her arrest in the United States or showing anywhere else. So she got her name changed. In the meantime, she still isn't being tried in Mexico, and she will only be tried there if she stepped foot on Mexico's soil. That being said, the United States says, well, we're not going to close our case, because if we close our case, then they would have to turn over all the investigative files to Suan, which they don't want to do. So we're not going to close our case. We're just going to say that it's open, and if anybody has any additional evidence, we'll consider it. So right now, we're going to leave the case open. So in the meantime, the family has the only thing left to them, which is where they filed the civil suit. So they filed a civil suit against the FBI and the DOJ and the Cabo Six, and that's where we are now. But the case against the FBI and the DOJ was thrown out because basically the FBI says you can't tell us how to do our job. You might not like the results, but we did what we're supposed to do, and we don't have to prioritize the one, and we don't have to lock them up. And so that's why no one is locked up. And there is still only a warrant for Dejanay, who has now changed her name to Amani Green. And now we're looking at a civil suit in the United States. And right now, 5 of the 6 have been served. One is still fleeing and has not been served. And now we're waiting for court date.
And I have to say, Nikki
Appreciate.
covered that real good, real square and fair. But I have
Thank you.
to say it
Mhm.
in my
Look,
terms.
Mel is here.
And then
Go
I
ahead.
got to say it in my terms. At the end of the day, the FBI didn't give a fuck. They didn't
Right.
privatize. They didn't make it their business. They didn't care to solve. They didn't give a fuck. Period. Point
Right.
blank.
They did.
They dropped the ball
Appreciate
and left the ball on the floor.
this super chat, Marty.
And that's why we here today, because FBI didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. They didn't want to do their job the way they needed to do their job.
Absolutely, Juanita, I agree. And I could expand on so many points I hit on, but of course, y'all done heard me,
Yeah,
beat those
yeah,
horses to death time
right,
and time and time again. But yeah, I think basically that's the point. I
yeah,
think I
Let
hit
me
on most of it.
right.
run to this room. Who was that, baby pretty?
Yeah, I wanted to read the comments because one of the comments has said my name, and I was trying to like answer that question what they was talking about.
Do you see the
What was the
name?
question?
Yeah, it was on your comments. I couldn't read it. It was everybody was coming so fast.
Let me see if I can backtrack. I see you,
Yeah,
Leslie. I see you, Miss Parker.
that's the
Let,
bottom line. They just ain't care. They wasn't trying to make it a priority.
let me run to this clip real quick, and then I'm gonna try to catch that comment
Take
for
your
you.
time.
FBI agents are releasing documents on their investigation into the death of a Charlotte woman during her vacation in Mexico. 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson died in October of 2022 while on a trip to the Baja Peninsula with a group of friends. Those friends told investigators Robinson hurt herself after getting drunk, but video later surfaced showing someone assaulting Robinson quite violently, and Mexican authorities determined she had a broken neck. Well, the documents are heavily redacted, and they withhold the names of the people who spoke with FBI agents. The FBI contact said there were bruises on her body and appeared to have been, quote, stomped on. That contact also suspected there were cameras inside the Airbnb Robinson and her friends had booked. Robinson's family is suing the friends on her trip for wrongful death, and several have filed to have the case dismissed.
That a little bit of what you were saying, Nikki. I'm not sure.
Would say that again, Shank? You cut out.
The video clip that I played, was that a little bit of what you were saying, or?
So this video came out after the FBI released some of their redacted files. And it was kind of funny when it came out because I was like, Marty, I already said that. I said that in one of my autopsy reviews that she had footprints on her. I had identified those footprints on her. And I remember, because I was discussing it, I remember we were on a panel that night and I said, did Dejanay have on shoes? And I remember one of the persons on the panelists was like, no, she didn't. I said, so at least one other person was responsible for attacking her, because we were reading a report and I was saying the way the report showed up and showed out, there was a pattern that showed up on her inner thighs. And it was the same pattern on one side of her inner thigh as it was on the other side. And I said, well, this to me would suggest that this was a shoe print, a footprint. And again, Dejanay didn't have on shoes, but this came out after the FBI released this redacted files. And it's so crazy because I went over those redacted files with a fine-tooth comb. And although 90% of it was blacked out, I was gleaning little bits of information, Shank. I did pick up on some stuff. I don't know that it's worth discussing, but I did pick up on some stuff.
Oh, look, y'all, this
You
shit
gotta
don't.
love Nikki, because Nikki be on point with everything. I don't give a damn. I picked it up too, Nikki, but like I said, they just ain't care.
Yeah, I
FBI for
mean,
sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. The video, to be quite honest, guys, that video did not. Okay, so whoever recorded the video, now we determined that Malik sent it to somebody on a college campus, right? I remember we determined
Yeah,
that.
we determined that.
But that video was sent to the FBI agents in Florida. They did not even know what they had.
Right.
That's how the FBI got the release of that video. And that's in the redacted reports. That actual video was sent to FBI agents in Florida. They opened it, they watched it, they contacted someone in North Carolina, and they said, send it over. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let me just say this, y'all. Look, and y'all know who y'all are. I'm about to call y'all out. I ain't gonna do this again, all right? Y'all ain't gonna stop. Look, y'all, if you're in my chat and if you don't see me salute you, if you don't hear me mention your name, if I don't read your comment, it's no disrespect. I got 1,000 things going on up here. I'm trying to keep my funky ass awoke. So if you see your name in the chat, that means you are welcome here. If you don't see, already they stressing me out. Same. Look,
Don't even worry
same.
about chat right now. We talk about some serious shit up here. So if you can't get with it, then the hell with it.
And I be trying, y'all. And I know y'all be like, but Shank, don't respond back to him. Shank, don't entertain him. Y'all, it's hard. It's hard.
It is
It's
hard.
hard.
You doing your
It's,
job, Shank. You doing
Yeah,
your job.
let me
it's a
just,
lot of people up here, and you trying to
But
do
the
what
chat be going so fast and you can't catch up with everybody. So
you.
it's understandable.
but
I be going
it's an old timer. Let me salute, Kern. Salute. You
I
keep
don't
doing
have
this.
that. Look, Shane, you want to hear a joke? So I don't have that problem because I don't have that many in my
I
chat.
see. I see. I see.
I be trying to get Hey, Shane, I be getting some people from I don't even know who the hell these people be, but they
I
be in
see.
my chat. They don't be the people that subscribe. It be some other people.
I see.
Oh
But
Lord.
watch when it pick up. Watch when it
Well,
pick
I
up.
be like, who the hell is you? I'm looking, they ain't even subscribed. They ain't even subscribed to my channel. But my chat be real short. I'll be like, okay, I'll knock everybody out the pocket.
Let me
But
And
let Mel. Let me let Mel. Let me let Mel slide in for a minute. I can't win. Go ahead,
what?
Mel.
Salute Shane and Nikki and
Hey
I think I
Mel.
hear Juanita.
what's up,
Um, I,
sis?
I'm late to the party. I didn't even know it was a party, but I was
What you
catching
want?
up on Reasonable Doubt. It started, so I had 2 episodes to watch on that. So anyway,
Ooh.
and then I'm always scrolling social media before I go to sleep. But I want to say something. I got to give props to somebody. They ain't no longer here, but I'm gonna give them their props. The news clip Shank just played. I could have sworn that reporter say, "Well, come to find out, there was cameras inside of the villa." I know he just said that.
Let
I
He
me
heard
said
them
backtrack.
they
say that.
believe it was cameras in the villa, but I don't think
It
they
was
showed
in
any footage,
the
Mel.
Let me
So
backtrack.
But yeah,
yeah.
backtrack, and then
Yeah, but I don't think it was like in the rooms and stuff. I think it was like when you go in to sign in the villa.
uh,
Let me
it-
let me backtrack.
Backtrack, Shane.
Uh,
FBI agents are releasing documents on their investigation into the death of a Charlotte woman during her vacation in Mexico. 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson died in October of 2022 while on a trip to the Baja Peninsula with a group of friends. Those friends told investigators Robinson hurt herself after getting drunk, but video later surfaced showing someone assaulting Robinson quite violently, and Mexican authorities determined she had a broken neck. Well, the documents are heavily redacted, and they withhold the names of the people who spoke with FBI agents. The FBI contact said there were bruises on her body and appeared to have been, quote, stomped on. That contact also suspected there were cameras inside the Airbnb Robinson and her friends had booked. Robinson's family is suing.
okay. So stop right there. Now I know people have questioned Sue Ann Robinson, how she is moving through this case using what we call it the proper protocol. And to be around this long and be able to still move and operate the way she's doing through the court system, she's got more she's got some stuff. Now I'm gonna give props to somebody who's no longer here, but they said this long time ago that there was cameras inside of that villa. Now they may not have been in the bedrooms because that would have been a little personal, but that there was cameras in that villa. And Tansy said that. I'm gonna give her props because she said that. She said, I guarantee you, because when Nazir described the villa, when I can't remember that this content creator, she was really, really good, and she did a virtual. I remember her saying, as they were describing the Italian marble and all that, it had to be cameras. I mean, that was $1 million villa. Somebody's protecting that from damage. But Kansas did say a long time ago that there was cameras inside that villa. Now they may not have been in the bath, really to the point where they were invading people's privacy, but it is possible based off even that view that they just showed, that straight view.
Mm-hmm.
that camera picked up more. That camera picked up more than the person that was recording on the video knew. I believe
Can
that
I
there's
clarify
there.
something for you, Mel?
Give me 1 second, and then you can
Okay.
clarify. There is more, and I can even remember um Suan's video when she went and visited the villa. The way she looked around and how much was caught on what she was doing. There, I honestly believe that there was cameras throughout that villa. I believe that.
I believe
Oh,
it was too, man, but I'm
okay.
thinking as far as like the privacy of their own room, I don't think it
But
was cameras there, but I
yeah,
think it was
you can
cameras
put
around the
yeah,
villa.
you can put villas in. You can put cameras to catch angles of things that you want, because based off what we saw something that came from somebody else's phone. But somebody had some video that was so rare that they sent it to the FBI office in Florida. Now, why did they send it all the way to Florida? Because whoever sent it knew somebody. That's the way I see it. But I believe that it was other cameras in there, and I believe that, regardless of what we saw on YouTube, you know, I believe that
It was raw
that
footage, other
I
footage.
believe that I believe that Suan has more raw. I believe when they gave her that stuff from Mexico, they gave her more than what she released to the public that she has. And as an attorney, rightfully so, you don't release everything to the internet. And I was discussing this with Shank the other day when we talking about that little boy in California. Y'all know the little baby that was unalive.
Yeah.
That when they had their press conference, that's why nobody talks about that case, because they went up their press conference and they already say, we're not answering that question, that question, that. They're not answering, they're not telling people nothing that they have. So people
Well,
don't really, even try to cover that case anymore past the first week, because after the press conference, they already said they're not releasing no evidence of what they have. So what else do people have to talk about? Nothing.
I
Same
agree
thing
that.
with Kim Monty Lateef, the other little girl.
Hmm.
They don't people don't talk about her case because they came out and said the first day he went to court that they're not trying her case on social media, so they don't care about nothing what nobody got to say on social media. So people don't talk about it.
All right, let me jump in real quick, Mel, before y'all get too far off track, because I want to clarify what we're hearing on the news, right? Again, I read the FBI redacted files, and I just want y'all to understand what this reporter on the news is saying. This information says there were possible cameras, or they believe there were possible cameras in the Airbnb. I want y'all to understand that this information didn't come from any of the investigators or any of the policemen. This information came from one of the persons that they interviewed, and those persons were four of the Cabo Six. So I'm going to reiterate, they interviewed four people out of the Cabo Six they received statements from. Again, I go back when I say they did a piss poor job. It was six people there. I don't know why you didn't interview all six people in the case of a suspected homicide, but they interviewed four people. One of the persons that they interviewed said, I believe it was cameras in the villa. And if you play that clip again, Shank, you'll understand that that's what he's referencing. He's not referencing that a police or an investigator said it. It was one of the Cabo
I
Six
never
who
I
asked. I
never
know you didn't say it, Mel. I'm just trying to make it clear that, and I also want to point out, more than likely, and I'm just being honest here, it's my opinion, but almost all the statements that they released were those of Nazir. You can almost pinpoint each and every statement. You can pinpoint it down to this was Nazir. Nazir came in, Nazir freely gave a statement. Nazir. They released almost all of his statements. They redacted almost everybody else's, and it's heavily blacked out. So I'm almost going to tell you that Nazir is saying, I believe cameras was in the Airbnb. But I'm also going to point out that what Juanita is saying is true. That even if you place cameras in your house, in your home, in the Airbnb, you cannot record people without telling them. So it would
Yeah,
have to be something on the property saying these premises are being recorded. And then people have a right to privacy. So you still can only record in the common areas. And I
exactly.
would say that these people saw that it was camera. So you could be right. Sue Ann and them could have footage that we don't know of, but I haven't seen the FBI or anybody reference any recordings that came from the Airbnb. But this is a statement from one of the Cabo 6 members who were interviewed saying, I believe there were possible cameras in that Airbnb.
Now let's go back to why I always said, why is Nazir describing this villa? He's describing the walls, the tiles on the walls, the floor. Why is he describing this villa? And I didn't make that up. That's on his interview. I
Mm-hmm.
always said, why is he describing the villa? That's what when I heard him, that's why I say he's telling the truth. But I always tried to figure out, why is he describing this villa? Maybe he was very aware that there were cameras in there. Maybe he saw them.
Right,
Maybe not coming out to say that,
right,
but I'm gonna describe the villa, the walls, how they look.
right.
And it
Karen
has
wants
to
to
be,
know
yeah,
who
it
room
has to
did
be
the
a
attack
reason.
take place in.
Huh?
It
So
was some
Karen wants to know
discrepancies about
whose
that.
room did the attack take place in. We have a discrepancy. Some people
Yeah,
agree on their. I always thought it was Shanquella's
I
room
always
because to
did too.
me, they go into this room and they wake her up. She
I'll
was in the
fall
bed.
asleep. Yeah,
So I always assumed it was her room that they were in.
I do too. Some people say it was Dejanay, but I believe it was Shanquella because she was, in her own room. Because her mother says she liked to sleep nude sometimes. So I agree with you, Nikki.
I don't know anything about whose room it is, but it's possible. But
I mean, but
I
you
really
do agree that
believe,
they
I
all
mean, if
went
you
to
can
the
really
room where
look
she was and
right, if
she was
you really
in
look
and
at
bed.
the
if things are happening in the moment,
Hmm.
it's possible that they did know that it was cameras in a common area. But if things are happening in the moment, they probably weren't really thinking about the actions that were taking place and that there were cameras there. If they thought more, well, we're gonna put it up, we're gonna video it ourselves. Well, because it took place in the bedroom, then they more than likely knew that there were no cameras in there. But just looking at that shot, I just saw maybe it could have been somebody that was taking a picture of it, but there was a clear shot all the way to that bedroom. You could see the
Oh,
glass
I
sliding
see
down.
what you're saying. The
Yes,
perspective
so
we're getting, it was the
mm,
overall room.
right. So with that clear shot, could there have
Hmm.
been a camera in that villa that actually captured that clear shot? Who's to
Yeah,
say
that's a
that the
fair
door
point.
was closed? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
can go with
definitely a
that.
fair point.
Yeah, but like I said before, having cameras in your private rooms, that's a breach of privacy.
Yeah. And another misconception, and it was the very first misconception that I had as well, until I actually went to Airbnb. At first, I really thought that was a hotel. I really did. Because they was like, well, where was the people at the desk and all that? But that was an actual house. So there is no desk that they went to check in. They checked in at that security gate. Then it's like any other Airbnb. You go up there with your code and you just go in the door. There's nobody checking you in.
Yeah, no,
Their
right.
their
We get
original the
security code
initial
to check
yeah the
in. Yeah.
right. So the initial check-in came when the concierge went to the villa with the papers for them
But
to sign.
yeah,
There
with
was
the
no
time in
desk
sheet.
or
Yeah.
yeah, there was no desk or nobody in a lobby or something. They went to an actual home. So that kind of like that part of the narrative, which was a story, and I kept saying, was this an Airbnb or? And so until I went and had stayed in the Airbnb, I said, well, there's no check-in desk at the Airbnb. It's just a regular house.
Right, just like
So
the one we stayed in.
yeah, so it was like, oh, okay, yeah. So It's possible that they did know that there were security cameras there, but in that particular instance, so early in the morning, and with whatever was going on, and with it being in the bedroom, they probably thought, well, they can't see in the bedroom, which reason why they recorded it. But when I looked at that shot just then, there was a clear view all the way down there, all the way to that glass sliding door. You can basically see the whole front part of that
You can see
bedroom.
the whole room. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
that's a fair point. You're
So
right.
if you remember when Swan went there, when they recorded it, look at how she was looking at the walls.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Nazir described the walls. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Nazir was describing everything, the walls, the tile, the marble cabinet. He was describing everything in that villa. When she went there, she was standing there looking at the wall. Yeah. So I think it's a little bit. I think there's a lot more stuff there than we know that they're releasing, and they shouldn't. I understand why. You don't want to
Hmm.
give, you don't want to give, you know, the people that's involved all the information that you got. I'm quite sure they probably know
Well,
by now.
they ain't gonna do that. When they do that, they not gonna put everything out in the public eye.
And
You
right,
know,
and so
they're
that's what
gonna
we were.
hold some information just
That's what I'm
because they're
saying.
not gonna put everything out,
Right.
just like that.
Right. So we can't think that, which there was a narrative, Swan and she ain't gonna be able to do this, she ain't gonna be able to prove that, with the evidence that we have, she can't prove that. But the fact of the matter is that she got the real deal.
Yeah.
She's got the real deal, but even what she did release just to ease the public's tension,
Right. They
it
like
still
yeah.
was it wasn't everything.
Right, because you don't. I mean, just like in the Diddy case, they didn't put all the evidence out for us to see it. They
No,
ain't pull it all back out till the trial came. So they not going to put everything out at once. They're going to hold some,
they
for
can't put it
themselves
out.
to protect
Yeah.
the case.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You want to come in, baby pretty? Because I'm going to go to another clip. You want to come in, baby pretty?
I think baby pretty and went to sleep.
All right, let me run to this, y'all. I think this is what I want.
New today, an attorney representing the FBI, State Department, and those involved with the death of Shanquella Robinson is pushing for the family's lawsuit to be dismissed. Now, back in November, Robinson's family sued the group of six and the federal agencies over her death. In 2022, Robinson died while on a trip with others in Cabo San Lucas. The wrongful death suit alleges six others on the trip, dubbed the Cabo Six, lied about her death and tried to cover it up. What happened? On the recent filing, U.S. Attorney Dina King says the court lacks jurisdiction over all the claims the Robinson family seeks against federal defendants.
That might not been it. Let me see what this is, y'all.
First person of color to hold the position in the Western District of North Carolina.
That ain't it. All right, somebody can come back in. Nobody don't want to come in?
Well, it's not going to bring back Shanquella Robinson, but it's that I know that the FBI should have been done something at this time. After 2 years ago, I know a lot of stuff that was in the phones of Shanquella Robinson that I gave to the FBI, and the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. And and just like you just pushed my daughter up under the rug when you should have been arrested these people. You had a video where she was being brutally beaten, but you want to mess with the autopsy and say that she did not have a broken back or spine when the FBI are deliberately lying. Because someone had, attorney had already, not my attorney, but attorney had already told me don't let the FBI mess with that autopsy, that they were going to switch it around. And that's exactly what. Waiting for answers is also is an impact on my family. It gives us a hard way of grieving. We have a hard time grieving. You know, every year we got an anniversary coming up. It never goes away. When you're kind of at ease and you think your mind is doing good, then here comes something else. You know, and then we should have been had justice. Even if they couldn't arrest the whole Cabo Six, some of these people should have been already in jail long time ago. Long time ago. You got a video. If there had been anybody else, child, they would have been locked up. My child, you gonna see what's going on. You see exactly what's going on. All of you do. And I need justice for Shanquella Robinson.
That's right.
And Shanquella was a
So we ain't been so
kind-hearted
pretty back
person,
there.
loved people. You know, she would never do no wrong to nobody. I don't say nobody had the heart to do her like that. Unfortunately, we know these people did not have any heart to do my child like that. And she didn't deserve to die like that, you know. And you're going to take her away from her family, away from out the country to do her harm like that. And all of you sit back. Now, one of them didn't have no sense to stop it or try to help her. They're going to sit there and video it and look at it, and because they all had a part to do with it. They all played a part in her murder, and each and every one of them should be arrested because she was a good person.
That's right.
She never did nothing to hurt nobody. She was starting a business, correct? Yeah, she had a few business. She done a little bit of everything. She done kids' hair, sold clothes, worked at an insurance office. And she just was a lovable, harmful person. Never heard her say anything bad about anybody. Never. And we was very close. Her 25 years on this earth, I was close with my daughter. Very close to her. Never heard her say nothing wrong about anybody, nothing bad about anybody. She only loved people. And if she could do anything to help you, she would.
I agree.
Anybody? Go ahead, Juanita.
And like I said earlier, Mel, when I dropped the F-bomb, FBI didn't give a fuck. They didn't make that case. They didn't make her case a priority. And I could feel Miss Sandra amount of pain. You know, her daughter gone, and she still ain't got justice. Come on now, she deserved that.
It's so sad that we have to go through this, and where the mom is going through this, like she said, all four of them all of them need to be in jail, and let's get justice for this woman, because ain't no way in the world we gotta go through that. That's just that, to me, that's kind of like, y'all have kids too, so same thing of that type of situation where the mom is going through that. Keep in mind of, if that happened to your child, what would you do in this situation?
Oh no, I
That's
might
just how
go to
I
court
feel.
and say. To be honest with you, I probably would have put a case.
Exactly. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I know me. I probably would have put a case because I mean, I
Y'all
mean,
probably,
personally,
everybody probably would have went off.
I mean, yeah, because you lose your child, knowing how. I mean, you know what kind of, you know your kid, you know what type of child you got. You know what I'm saying? And for
Right.
somebody to do her dirty like that, and the FBI, turning the case upside down every which way but right, you will
When
be frustrated, angry, and some more. And me personally, I probably would have tapped out.
Yeah,
You know
you
what
gonna be
I'm saying?
like that. You
I
gonna be
would have been
about.
tapped out.
Yeah, you gonna be like that about any of your children. Your bad child,
Exactly.
but just imagine
Anybody.
Nick, this is my good. Like I said, this is my good child. You,
Yeah, my good daughter that's doing some things right, that's
yeah,
making a name for herself. That
yeah,
she graduated from high school, she graduated from college, she got her own business, she doing her own thing. I ain't got to worry about nothing with her because she doing everything right. And then somebody take her life. I would have been tapped out.
Yeah.
Right.
Because my daughter, and I shared this with y'all, my daughter's situation was different. My 3-year-old daughter, she passed of cancer. But, you
Oh.
know, I want answers. And
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm down John Hopkins Hospital. I'm going off because I want answers. And a female friend of mine, she said, Shank, she said, you get ready to end up getting locked up. And she said, if you get locked up, then
Who your
this
daughter gonna
situation,
have? Right.
yeah, the situation going to really be bad.
Right.
But now
Right.
imagine in this situation when, like I said, I was able to get closure. I know what happened to my daughter. They don't
Right.
know what happened to Shanquella.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you don't know, a situation like, okay, you understand it when something like that far as your daughter passing, but for your daughter to leave town with some so-called friends and you thinking she okay, she gonna have a good time because she always traveling, she always doing this, and she don't come back home. That
And
hit
you ain't getting
that
no
hurt.
justice.
Right.
And,
And you still ain't got no justice coming up on 3 years. Come on, Shank. I would have tapped out. Seriously. You
and
feel me?
one thing that I do know about mothers go hard. Mothers go. Us fathers, we gonna crash out too, but mothers,
Mothers go hard.
mother, like with us, with the fathers, we like I had to take in consideration, like, well, yeah, you right, because damn, if I get locked up, who go bail me out? Then I got other kids, I got my daughter's mom, and everything falls on me. So I had to be like, yeah. But a woman, y'all motherfuckers crash the fuck out. Y'all don't give a damn. Then after y'all crash out, then y'all be calling, but people will bail y'all out.
Yeah, cause see, in that moment, just the thought of it, going through it, Shank, is no understanding. We have no understanding. And then, we ain't thinking rational. All that I'm gonna say for me, because I know I'm a changed person now.
Mm-hmm,
But I
mm-hmm.
think I know all that religion and all that stuff goes out the door when you when
Out
you
the
when you
window.
get in a position like that. Like God gonna be. I get that, but at that moment, knowing my loved ones, my child, my grandkids, whatever, I ain't thinking about God by then because I'm
No,
tapped out now. I'm
thank
hurt.
you.
I'm
Thank you.
angry.
Let me slide in, Juanita. Thank you, Shawana. Thank you, Corey. Thank y'all for y'all condolences. But go ahead, Juanita. Come back in.
I'm hurt. I'm going through my emotions. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I remember my counselor telling me, you can't always act on your emotions. I said, but sometimes my emotions take me there where I can't help myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have
Is
to
that
pull myself back. But for a situation like this, I'll be tapped the fuck out because I'm like, what happened to my baby? What happened? She ain't coming back home. I'm disturbed.
Hmm.
So I
right?
understand how Miss Sandra Meyer feel,
Hmm.
you know, um, knowing that Shanquella left and didn't come back home. And she still ain't got justice. That's the hurting part right there. When we saw the tape, clear as day. But
And see, that's the main thing that that type of situation is getting worse. Like if you see any cases that you talking about, there some of them is not getting justice at all. I'll give you an example of Desire Harris. She's not getting justice at
the
all.
system is
And we
broke.
still to this day we trying to fight. It's just a lot of things that been said. Like this is getting worse. Any
The
case is not
system
getting
is
justice.
broke.
It's just sad. It really pisses me off. Like, ugh, it is sad. And Shara, I wanted to tell you this, sir. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you, baby pretty. I came a long way. And see, like I said, and because I was young, and it put me in a dark place, and
Mm.
I done some things, that I wouldn't have done if but I shut down, and then like I said, and so when anger management, that like I just got to keep crediting anger management. It's
So
like
I've been right where you've been. Yep.
you know, you get ready to crash out. Your dumb funky ass get ready to crash out.
Yeah,
And
it's no understanding when you lose a child. Ain't nobody can understand the pain that
Sure,
you endure. It's
I
like
like
no
the way
other
he said
pain.
that
You feel
part.
what I'm saying? And right now, I have to say this. You know, I got a granddaughter. She was born on August the 20th. She's in the hospital now. She's been in the hospital since she's been born because my daughter had her 3 months early, and she
Oh,
got pneumonia. So she wore 3 pounds, and it triggered me in a minute because I lost my child, you know. And I told my daughter, like, she's still here, you know. Let God do what God do, you know. She's fighting for her life, and it's a blessing she's still here. So I told her I didn't want to go. I visited her twice, but I couldn't go back the third time because it triggered me because I lost my baby.
yeah,
So, you know, to lose a child is this the worst pain you ever want to experience in your whole entire life. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And when you think you over it, you're not over it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, situations will bring back a memory. So, you know, I
yeah.
don't really like talking about it because I get emotional, but, you
Right.
know, I can relate to
That's
how
that's where I'm
everybody feels.
at. I
You
can't
feel
see
me,
no
Sean?
pictures of her. I can't see no pictures of her
Right.
on her birth date. You know, I can't
Yeah.
let nobody ask me, "You okay?" I got shut down. Like her favorite the two songs that was playing in the hearse, the funeral car was this was right when Biggie Smalls passed away. We always love Big Papa. Remember
Yeah.
that song
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
P Diddy and them? And my daughters and them, they remixed it and they said, "We always love Latifah." That was my daughter's name. So I can't hear that song. And then
Right.
Avant's First Love. Remember that Avant's First Love song?
Yeah. Yeah.
When those two songs come on, I gotta turn them off immediately.
Right.
Because those were the songs that were playing on the day when we buried my daughter. So for me to deal with it, like I can't go to the grave site. I gotta literally keep it in the back of my mind.
Yeah, but you know, like we get stronger by the minute, you know, and I think, you know, my hat goes off to you and Miss Parker and everybody else who cover
yeah.
these stories about the kids because I tried to do it on my channel, but I ain't have the heart to do it because I kept getting triggered. So I'll talk about anything else. Y'all come over there and listen to anything else. But when it gets deep down to that part of it, I really can't
And
put
let me
myself
put a
out there.
memo. Let me put a memo out. Y'all take y'all funky ass over there to Juanita and worry Juanita ass. Give Juanita the blues. Shit. Go ahead, Juanita.
Yeah, I need some company over in my house. I'll be over there with two cats and a dog, and they busting in the chat.
Yeah. Y'all
I
heard that? Juanita, somebody drop her link. Juanita needs some company. And make sure y'all go over there and harass Juanita like y'all harass me. Don't cut her no break. Shit. Go ahead.
I know, but you know, my thing is this: I know we serve an awesome God. I know God is gonna prevail. She's gonna get her justice. It's like you say, He don't always come when you want him, but He always on time. And I truly believe because the whole world saw this video. You know, everybody saw what happened to Shanquella.
yeah,
Justice got to prevail. You know what I'm saying? It might be one of we get in one of these battles that we think is so hard to fight, and we be going through the ups and downs, but at the end we always win. You know, we always come out on top, and I truly believe justice will prevail for her. And I salute you, Shane, for keeping her name alive. I
yeah.
salute you for remembering her because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Her face, Juanita. Appreciate you, Shawana. Her face, like I said, if her face, Mrs. Shankrock, don't worry about them people, Mr. Shankrock. You know,
Yeah, look at you so
because I
pretty.
see my daughter. Because like I felt like I couldn't be there for my daughter, and I couldn't save my daughter. So it's like I see my daughter. I see my daughter, Big Latifah, and it's like she's saying, it's
Go help
save
some
me.
other people.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Help me, and
Yeah.
when you done done some things in life that you ain't proud of, and you done some dirt, and God brought you out of them dark places and everything. You know that God saved you, and so I gotta extend my services
You
to help
gotta
people.
give back what
Yeah,
you have to get.
because
Yeah.
what God brought me from,
Right.
you get where I'm coming from. God
Right.
saved me,
Right.
so I gotta get back. You
And you
know.
got assignment. You on a mission. It's a reason for everything. I truly believe it's a reason for everything. So this is your way giving back to her. And you know what? She's shining her light down on you. She
But it
praising
hurt.
you because now you helping another family save their child or help
But
with their child.
it hurt Juanita and
I,
everybody. It hurt. You
I
know,
know it
because
do, Shank. I know it do, Shank.
I'm,
I'm in your shoes. I'm
I'm,
not. I'm in your shoes.
mm,
So
mm,
I can relate more than you know. But I
mm.
try, I try not to let it take me to another place. Because when I get to another place, then I'm shut down. I don't want to talk. I don't want to, I want to do the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. But I deal with it from time to time. But you're doing
That's
a
what
beautiful
I'm saying.
thing. So you know we gonna always hurt. As long as we are alive, we gonna hurt
Right.
because that was a part of us.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? It's
I
not
mean,
like when you lose your cousin or your friend, you lose a part of you.
Yes.
why do the good die young? That's why I titled this. Why do the good die young?
That's a that's a difficult question to answer. I don't even know. Why bad things happen to good people? We'll never know. And,
And
to
can I
me,
say this? Do y'all
Go ahead,
know
baby.
that? Do y'all know that young people is leaving out the world right now? Like people are just missing. Like that's kind of like took me where as to think about Desire Harris and the rest of any topic that we are talking about. It's just it makes me break down in tears and crying and just thinking I'm like, hey mama, what could we do in this situation? All she had to tell me like that's just pray, 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 pray.
yeah,
And
that's
I'm
all
like,
you
I don't
can do.
even feel like praying because it's getting worse.
Right. See, that's when that kicks in, like, and y'all. That's when the effort mentality kick in, and like I said, it's this crazy nigga that lives in my head. You know what I mean?
but
And
but you know what?
I hear you, but listen, it's this crazy nigga that lives in my head.
Come on,
That,
Shank, man.
you know what I mean? That I gotta say,
But
get your
Shank,
funky ass.
Shank.
I mean, but I wrestle with this crazy nigga that be in my head, and
But let me tell you about your funky ass.
please,
You and came a
please,
long fucking way,
please,
Shank. Let me tell
please,
you about your funky ass.
thank
You're
you.
not
Beat me
that
down,
same
beat me
crazy
down.
nigga you was 20 years, 30 years ago. Shank, you have rise to the occasion. You ain't came further than what you think. Them niggas live in your head rent free. You
Call
need
me
to
a funk.
get, you
Look,
need to get,
call
you
me a
need to,
funky ass. Call me a
you
funky
need
ass
to get
one
them
time.
funky ass people, them
Yeah,
funky ass bosses, they eviction notice so they can get
yeah,
the fuck out your head and leave you
yeah,
alone. Cause I had to get
yeah,
rid of them funky ass people that was in my head that was telling me do shit that I
yeah,
know was gonna take my ass to
yeah.
jail.
I love you for that, Juanita. I
Them
love
funky
you.
ass people kept telling me do some stupid, dumb, ratchet shit, and
Yeah.
I had to evict their ass. Cause I
Yes,
know
yes,
I'm grown. I know I
yes,
moved on. So I'm
yes.
telling your funky ass, get rid of them people.
Yes. Yes.
Cause we
Yes.
all can be crazy now, Shank. You know that. It
Right.
don't
That's what
take
I'm
nothing
saying.
but a minute.
Yeah.
It don't take nothing but a minute. We snap, we gone, then we gotta pull ourselves back. Come on, that's too much damn work.
And got pop yourself upside the head, you big
Yeah,
dummy. You know what I mean?
yeah. My sister was telling me, she said, why you in there talking to yourself? I said, because I got to keep that bitch up there in check.
Yeah.
She looked
Yeah.
at me, she said, what? I said, yeah, I got, you don't know? She said, oh, okay, you good, you good.
Yes. Lord have mercy. Yeah.
I said, long as she don't answer back, I'm good, but I got to keep her ass in check.
Yeah.
Can I tell the chat something real quick
Go ahead, baby.
that
Go ahead. Go ahead.
um that was always in my mind. I just think that we all of us need to like work together as a team just because anybody who have kids the same age of Desire, the same age of any age group, we all need to work together and just march. And because it's just like me. I'm a young person. I'm 21 years old, and I make it seem like, okay, well, I'm talking to young people and they still going through the same thing. And people ask me, who is Desire? Who is this and who is that? And I have to tell them that, who it is. And they was like, oh yeah, we know who that is. Of course y'all know who that is, but what could we do in this situation? You're just gonna let that situation happen where these bum niggas out here in the world just doing anything to these babies? Like what could we do? We just sitting here not doing nothing. We just laughing, joking around like that stuff is funny, and it's not funny.
That's
It's
real.
people on social media keep bringing drama after drama, and it's just not getting it.
That's
That's
real.
why I have to put myself where, okay, we're gonna, like, I had to tell myself, I'm like, hey, we're gonna just still talk about Desire Harris. I'm gonna always talk about her. I'm gonna just leave that situation alone and
Mhm.
keep the drama down and just keep bringing talking about topics. But it's not, we're not doing nothing. I'm just, this is just sad. It really is.
And I feel you, baby pretty, because baby pretty is a content creator. She on TikTok, but she young and she reaches out to people and she's trying to have a community. She's trying to have people to help her and build with her. She's
And
21 years old, 20
that's a
years old.
beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing because you being young as you are and you reaching out, trying to reach that generation is a beautiful thing. Because see, in this day and time, the way these youngins growing up nowadays, they wouldn't be caught dead sitting on TikTok trying to reach out to some more other young people their age, because they in destruction mode. So I'll praise you for what you're doing, and I agree with you saying. But see, the bottom line is this: if I put on my post the other day, this world would be a better place if we talk to each other instead of talking about each other. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? People talk about people more than talking to people. You feel what I'm saying? So we could
Hmm.
come on one accord and really come straight together without the hate, the jealousy, the envy, the strife, and all that other bullshit, then maybe we can make some things happen. You feel what I'm saying? You're only gonna get a certain percentage of people who can do that
Right.
because everybody's not in the same mindset that we in, that we think we can try to bring the world together so we could be in a better place. Some
Yeah.
people are just meant for destruction.
Right.
They just meant to be destructive. I don't know what it would take or how it would take for them to get on this level to come back and say, you know what, I want to change my life. I want to do good in the world. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I used to be one of the devil's warriors, one of his soldiers. I was out there living a very destructive life, doing any and everything
Right.
until I bumped my head and got locked up. Once
Mm.
I got locked up, a little birdie on my shoulder said you could do better. You need to change your life. I picked up the pieces of what was left of my life and put it back together so I could do good,
Right.
to become a better person, to do better. I
Right.
wasn't trying to be better than nobody else but the person I was yesterday.
Right.
And if people can think like that and get like that, then maybe we can make a difference in this world. But
Right.
other than that, like I said, you got some destructive people. They're gonna do what they do because that's how their mind is set up to do. But I
Right.
praise you for being young and taking it upon yourself to reach out to try to reach other young people to come on board, because we could do better together than we could apart.
Right. And I try my best to do um to talk to young people, and it's just like when I'm on TikTok, it gets worse. And I'm like, when I first saw Sharon Rock and Miss Parker, when I was watching their YouTube before I, you know, got on live and talk about topics, when I was listening to Miss Parker, she was bringing the facts. She was telling the truth about Desire Harris, any topics that she was talking about. It was helping me a lot to understand what she was talking about. And it's just like it helps me a lot where I understand it, like um everything that she was saying. Like she wasn't even playing, she was serious. And
Hmm.
it's just a lot of people out there thinking that Miss Parker is playing around and just doing stuff. She's not doing that. She's just telling the truth.
Right.
It's the same way as what's the other YouTuber that we heard today? What's his name? I mean, what is her name? What is her name? What is her name?
Who
Uh,
too?
what is her name, y'all? Help me
You talking
out.
about too?
Yes, two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I watch her YouTube, it broke me down when she was talking about Desire Harris. It broke me down. I was like, I wanted to go up there and talk to her, but I was just like, I don't know how to do that. But it broke me down where everything that she was saying, it was true. Knowing that she was upset and angry of what happened to that baby, we always heard about the baby. We don't know the baby, but we always heard like that was our own child, or our own sister or brother. We heard about that. Like this young lady right here, what we talking about, we are heard about what was going on. But what could we do to let this situation stop?
I wish I had an answer to that, but I don't even know. But like I said, all these babies that's coming up unalive and getting mistreated, we got to continue to pray for them. We got to continue bringing awareness out, um, to make people aware of what's really going on, and hopefully, you know, something would change because I don't think what's going on is what God really had to happen. You understand what I'm saying? This is not God way of covering His children, because God looks out for children and fools, and it's just some sick-minded people out here that ain't got nothing better to do but doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Um, whether it's Shanquella, you know, Janai, Zanaya, Nazir, it's just so many names I could throw out there. Kimani, all of them. They didn't deserve what happened to them. You
Exactly.
feel what I'm saying? They really don't. And I'm a firm believer. The person that did what they did to them should be done. It should be done to them. I strongly believe that. If you a life for a life, it's like for an eye, two for a two. If you take a life, your life should be taken, especially when it comes to these children, because they innocent kids. I mean, come on, they innocent, defenseless kids. You feel what I'm saying? They shouldn't be violated and taken away like the way these people taking them away. Nobody for that matter. But when it comes to these babies, oh, that's a whole nother story. Because these babies can't fight for themselves like a grown up will fight for themselves. And most times grown ups can't fight for themselves either. You know, I just heard the story that yesterday, young lady took her grandmother out. Like, I mean, what is really going on? You feel what I'm saying? So it's a sad situation all the way around the board when it comes to these kids. And I hope to God that God will anoint your voice well enough where you can touch some of these young parents who got these kids, that they able to protect their babies and look over them babies like they supposed to. I hope God would, you know, help you reach out to them, because what's going on in these households with these young mothers, with these random guys when they got kids, that's a no-no for me. You know, they shouldn't even put their kids in harm's way. They shouldn't even think about going that far. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, me being a mother of three, when I was having my babies and I was growing up, I mean, I was skeptical about who I let around my kids. You know, I kept my kids close to me, and and I kept them until they started getting older. And my young daughter always say, "Dang, mom, why you guarding me?" Because I'm protecting you. You know, I'm shielding you. You know, she told me, she said, "Well, I think you're being a little overprotective." I said, "No, I gotta do what I gotta do because I don't want nothing to happen to you. I don't want you to go through what I went through."
Right.
You
And
feel
that's
what I'm saying? I
right.
got my eye on everything that's going down. I ain't let my kids, especially my daughters, I ain't let them sit on guys' laps. I ain't play that. You want to say hi? Bye. They ain't gonna be in the presence of no grown man. I ain't play that. Even my son, nope. Shake his hand, roll out. We ain't doing all that. Well, can I take them to the store? Nope. I'll go with you.
Right.
I ain't play them type of games when it came to my children, because they was my prized possession. You know, I'm not. I can't afford to see my kids get hurt in a situation because of my careless, or because I didn't look out for them. I ain't protect them the way I needed to protect them.
Right.
You know, I ain't get that same protection, because my mother passed when I was 5, so we was all over the place. So I didn't get that same protection. I'm
Right.
quite sure if I would have stayed with my father the way I did in the beginning, I probably wouldn't have got um SA. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it was a lot of us. So parents need to understand, when you have kids, you supposed to love, cherish, and protect those children with
Is
everything. And a lot of parents don't do that.
exactly. And that kind of showing me where a lot of people on these cases, like when I'm hearing it, it make it seem like everything is just not adding up. Like anything that about Desire Harris is nothing adding up to any little thing. Where it keeps like worse after worse.
Well, you gotta understand. Look at the family she come from. That's where it starts, right there. It
That's
starts from her family. Her family didn't care about her. They allowed any and everything to happen to her. So
that
of course, it's going to be worse than what it is, because she got people who are her blood that didn't even care about her. You
yeah,
got people in this world care more about Nazar Harris than her own freaking family. Make that
exactly.
make sense.
and we the only person love her, and
But
we don't
make that make
love her.
sense. Her family didn't really protect her and care for her. They used her. They violated her. They destroyed her. But I'm gonna tell you this. All we said now she got the power now because look what she doing. She bringing the world together.
Exactly.
She got more love out here in the world than she did in her own family.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like where Tube said in her video, she was like, where are the family at? What y'all?
Nazaya has bought a family of her own.
That is sad, bro. That is so sad.
Nazaya has broken she done broken walls and doors down to say, look, if I can't get love by my family, somebody will love. Look who love her now. A whole world love her now.
Yes. It really breaks my heart to see, like, I was so grateful that Tube did that video of for her birthday. I was so happy. And
Yeah, that was a beautiful
I was very
tribute.
so happy where I wanted to go down there and really go march down there with them. I really want to. But it was just broke my heart so bad that it's just
I think it touched a lot of people in a lot of ways, but I'm glad that, she got the support that she needed because, we'll never understand why, you know, cases like this come up and happen the way they happen. But, we just got to keep reporting it and keep people aware of what's really going on and keep their name alive. If we keep
exact
their name alive, that's the most important thing. Because, Nazaya got her name everywhere. Shanquella got her name everywhere. Kimani, we got so many kids. The car Thomas, this young lady, this happened up here where I'm at. She was 19. She left home and didn't come back. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's happening all over the world, and that's why I said it's very important that these parents get a grip of themselves and start watching over these babies like they supposed to. The problem is nowadays, babies are having babies. It's nobody to take care of the kids no more. When I was growing up, we had a village. The neighbor would call my daddy and tell my daddy, your daughter out there is 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. We thought she was the biggest snitch, but no, she was looking after us. It was like people in the neighborhood that when you can't get home, they'll pick you up and take you home. They'll ask the kid, why you out here by yourself? I still do that, and I don't even care. My daughter be like, "Mom, you getting?" We gotta start, like Toop said, we gotta stop minding our business and start minding everybody else's business. Because when you
exactly.
mind everybody else's business, you might be saving somebody's life.
Hmm.
Let's be real about that. It was like, nah, I'm gonna go over here. No, if you see something, say something, do something. Because if I come across a situation I know ain't right, ain't feel right, I would risk my life for a child.
Right.
I definitely will. So, it's just where we at and what's going on in the world today. So I don't know. What Shank and roll out on me, Nick and roll out on me, Mel and roll out on me. Everybody roll out on the girl.
He probably doing something right now.
Yeah. So it's just we have a job to do.
We do
You
have a
know,
job, and
we
I do.
got a lot of work that needs to be done. The question is everybody gonna take their part in doing the work?
I would definitely do the work. No matter
Yeah.
what time it is, I'm going to definitely, baby pretty said it, come out of her mouth. I am definitely wants to start doing working because this needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Yeah,
It
see,
really do.
that's the question. Is you gonna do the work? You know what I'm saying? We got to keep on doing what we was put on this earth to do. You know,
And
we
just
all got a purpose.
right. And just to let everybody know, well, I be on TikTok. Um, I be on live. So if anybody wants to come up on the live, y'all are definitely welcome to come on my
Did
live
you did
anytime.
you drop your TikTok in the chat?
Ma'am,
Did you drop your TikTok in the chat?
it's the same name of
Pretty
my
baby.
yes.
Oh, okay. So if
Yes.
y'all want to sit and listen to Pretty Baby, go over to TikTok and and add her to your channel.
Cause I be listening to Shamrock all his YouTube channel. I'm like, Lord, he know everything. I don't even know everything. And I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely gonna go to like go live. I probably will go live maybe tomorrow. Um it would not be the same time that we are having right now. But it would
Right,
be
right, right. Well, I'm sure gonna look you up when I get over there.
yes, please do.
Cause I think, like I said, I salute you for, coming out and sharing your opinions and your thoughts and your views when it comes to situations like this. Because we always want to hear from the younger generation, you know, and you being one of them that is not ashamed to speak your mind is a wonderful thing.
I really wanted to speak my mind, like to talk to Two and have a conversation with her because it kind of showed me where everything that she was saying, like she was bringing the update of Desire Harris, and I was listening to the video of what she was saying, and then I got on my live to tell everybody, like my followers, let them know, hey, what's going on, and they was just leaving, like anything that I was trying to tell them, they just left. I'm like, okay, cool, you left.
Right,
Okay, well, you don't want to hear it then.
right, right. Shane, where your funky ass at? Bring your funky ass back out here. But yeah, but that's good. That's a good thing to do. You know, I salute him and Miss Parker and Toot and
Oh yeah,
all the other content creators who's, covering the story, of Naziah and,
if
and
it
and
wasn't
all
for
the other kids
I'd be
because
on.
it just have to be said. You know what I'm
Is
saying? People
it
need to be aware of what's really going on in their community. You
is that
know, if you live down the street from somebody that you know is abusing their kids, call CPS, call somebody, call the police. Don't just let it go because you might be the one saving that child's life.
yeah.
You know, you might just be the one that would save that child's life and you never know. So pick up the phone and, do something. A lot of people, it kind of breaks my heart when people see things or know things and keep silent to it until something really happened.
Is
Don't
that
wait till something really happened to do something. You
right?
could be the one that's stopping it from happening. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sometimes we have to be the voice of the child because the child can't speak for itself.
I said that same thing on my live. I said the same thing, and
Yeah.
no one, like as a young person, they, you know what they always said on the on TikTok. They was like, "Oh, baby, pretty, you don't know what you talking about. You wasn't big. You wasn't in our shoes, and this and that." Yes, I was in Desire shoes. Yes, I was. Everybody was in that type of situation. What you
We
could do
got a lot of nets. We got a lot of Java's butts. We got a lot of we got a lot of them walking among us. We got a lot of Nazir hers that we don't even know about.
is right.
So for somebody to tell you that is wrong, because
It,
we got this going on in cases we probably haven't even touched on, but it's happening everywhere. And like I said, if you know something, say
it,
something
yes,
or do something, because you might just be that person that saved that child's life.
right,
You feel what I'm saying? I don't think no child should have to go through the destruction of an adult violating them and hurting them and unaliving them
right.
at no place point, period point, none at all. It's just like
Yeah,
I
y'all
said, if it,
put me with two. Is two on live now, or she sleep?
I'm not sure, baby, because we over here. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any kids?
Do I have any kids?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you can answer, you don't have to if you don't want to.
that's. I don't want to put my personal business out.
Okay, well, you don't have to answer. The only reason why I say that, because like I said, I salute you for being a young woman who's speaking up on the sake of children.
Yeah, that's really what I do. Like if I have my like if I have kids now, I'm telling you, I would I would I don't even know what to say, but I would definitely be there for my kids if they tell me somebody is doing something to them. I would just step up and do anything that
You
for my
would do
kids.
what's right to save your child.
Yes, that's all. These parents is not doing nothing for their kids.
Well, these parents is not made like the parents we had back in the day, or like the parent I am, because I am one of the parents back in the day. You
My
know,
parents always tell me back in the day when they was a child, I'm like, Lord, that's what y'all been through.
yeah. See, all my children grown. My oldest is 45. I mean
45.
44. My youngest is 31. Yeah. So yeah, I'm up there. So I'm a grandmother of six.
Oh,
So yeah. So I say that for a reason, because like I said, I will protect mine at all costs. I don't care what it would cost. I would go to jail for mine. You feel
right,
what I'm saying? If anything should ever take place, I would tap out. I will go to jail for mine. That's how much I love my children and my grandchildren.
right.
I don't care who it is.
I
You ain't
think,
gonna violate mine.
yeah, it's kind of a little late, so I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna be on
Okay,
my
so you got any last words for everybody before you leave?
all I'm gonna say is y'all all of us just, like I said before, everybody needs to work together and step up. Talk to your kids, let your kids know if you wanted to have a conversation with your kids. Let them know that they are not alone. That's all I gotta tell y'all. Keep your
Yeah.
head, keep your head up. Whatever y'all going through, just pray. Cause that's the main thing that we need to do it right now. Cause the world is just going down. And we to this day I'm still to this day is praying. I really am. Our church, I don't want to say too much on that, but
Mhm.
our church have a march where to give people, show people that we fighting now. We fighting. We getting justice. It's not like we are just out there just because we want to. We just out there where people is pew pew unalive at each other, uh touching kids, anything. We is out there. no matter what we're going through in closed doors, like me as a young person now, it kind of showing me where these old people, I don't even say old people, but people who is actually older than me, I'm learning from them, and I'm learning from my parents. So it's kind of hard for me to do that, but it's to this day I still gonna fight for these babies no matter what, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Well, I appreciate you and thank you for speaking out. And on behalf of Shank and the Rock Squad, we blessed to have you on
I
the panel.
I
Salute.
I'll be watching him every day, all day long. And
And
Miss
that's it.
Parker too. I be forgetting Miss Parker be on live, but sometimes I go back to watch that. I mean, watch her videos. Like
Mhm.
I just love her, and I love Shamrock too. And too, if she is on here, I love all three of them, no matter what. So I love
Yeah,
you.
we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in and salute to you.
Bye bye.
All right, bye bye. Shank, where your funky ass at? All right, Rock Squad. My last words is this. It's hard when it comes to covering these cases for kids, to be able to speak out on their behalf. Um, but I know I serve a God that sits high and look low, and I know justice is around the corner, and I believe justice is going to prevail. Um, they're gonna get the justice they deserve. So, like the young lady say, we just have to pray and be mindful of what's going on around in our communities. We have to speak out. We have to be the voices of the children. We have to say something, do something. We have to be about their life when it comes to them kids. Because like I said, they powerless, they defensive, Um, they can't always off- offend for themselves. So we have to be the ones to do so. If you got children of your own, love on them babies. Talk to them babies. Have conversation with your kids. Let them know that you'll be there for them. Let them know you're available for them. Make time for them. Let them ask you questions. Answer them questions. Only dumb questions out there is the questions that don't be asked. Be attentive, be emotional available for them because you the only one they got that they feel they probably can trust to come to. And when your child don't trust you enough to come to you, then there's a problem. So make yourself available to listen to your children. Believe your children when they tell you, because I know most children ain't gonna lie. But still, regardless of whether you think they lying or not, still investigate it to see, because you never know. I salute, and I hope everybody have a blessed and wonderful day tomorrow. Good night and peace. Take care.